right, hold on. Give me a second.
I'm working on homework.
This is the golden rule. Let's talk about it. We don't gotta walk around it. Your Bluetooth, the new tennis shoe, we finding new balance. Faith, family, and talents. How we find God around it. East y'all got the ox now. This your favorite channel. What we on Faith Talk? This a good space to talk. We gon' cross every road if we got a jaywalk. What we on sports now? No, this ain't Sports Center, but ever since Acock, the boy had the sport in him. Man of the house now. What we talking family ties? My dogs won't talk to me. Surely I'm a family guy. You can bring the conversation to me, get it analyzed. Men lie, women lie, the truth should be baptized. Whatever you put into this world is what you getting back. So while you listening in your car, try and sit with that. While you listening in the gym, try and lift the gnat. This is Podcast Improved. Welcome to the Golden Rule. It's golden, baby.
Yo, what's happening, man? What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? I got a special one for y'all, man. Y'all already know this is the Golden Rule Podcast, Episode 3. It's your boy E. Shaw. The podcast about all things and topics that like-minded people discuss. Man, I got a special one. This one is near and dear to my heart. A group of people here, man, that I have as my guests today are my blood sisters that obviously I grew up with and who helped raise me, man. So we got ALICIA Johnson, we got Shamika Johnson, and we got VERKISIE Shaw. We also got TAKESIA Johnson coming as well, but she's going to join us a little bit later here. Let me go ahead and bring them to the forefront, man. We're going to discuss, again, as I've mentioned, with the reels that we posted, man. We're going to be discussing our family dynamic. We're going to be discussing childhood. We're going to touch on some topics here about, some of the past, that we went through in our past and our lives and how love brought us through all of this, man. So let me get these special ladies on here. Again, this VERKISIE Shaw, my little sister, the youngest. We got TAKESIA, the middle. TAKESIA Johnson. We got Shamika Johnson, the oldest, and we got ALICIA Johnson, the next. I guess she's my older sister. She's next to me. So let me introduce them now. Let me get them on here, man. Ladies, what's happening?
Hello.
Man, look, the top left corner is VERKISIE. That's the little one. We got ALICIA Johnson right there in the bottom left corner, and we got Shamika Johnson top right. And TAKESIA Johnson will be joining soon, man. So what's going on, ladies? How y'all doing, sisters?
And I just want to let you know it's big keys, not the little one.
Jeez. There she go. There she go, man. Hey, I like to welcome y'all to the show, man. This is having us. Man, we gonna have fun. Some of us might cry. But this is kind of, I know this is gonna be therapy for me. It's gonna be a lot of stuff I don't know about, a lot of stuff that I've had questions about. So I'm excited to get started on this. A lot of people that are tuning in are excited to get into this. So why don't y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves, man. We're gonna go ahead and start with the oldest. We're gonna go ahead and start with my baby, Shamika. Go ahead, man. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am Mika Johnson Alexander.
Hello.
I still carry the Johnson though. And I'm the oldest of the bunch.
Okay. Mika, we're gonna discuss later, but Mika, like I said, she's the oldest, and she is kind of like, to me personally, she's like my mother in some ways, and we're gonna discuss that later on in the podcast, man. So Mika, glad to have you on.
Thank you.
ALICIA, I'm sorry. ALICIA Johnson, go ahead and introduce yourself, sis.
I'll go. I'm ALICIA Johnson. I am the third child, so I'm actually the middle, 2 older, 2 younger. I'm dead in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and they call me Lily. So hey y'all.
Right on. All right, and last but not least, VERKISIE. I ain't gonna call you your nickname because I don't know if you want me to put you out there like that. But go ahead.
Well, I put my own stuff out there. But I'm VERKISIE, but I go by Puddin'. When my grandma mad at me, or Put. I I am the baby, but everybody think I'm the oldest.
Girl.
I say what they ain't gonna say.
Right.
You did.
Right. All right. Anybody got anything they want to talk about or say before we start? Because we're gonna jump right into it. The people they've been waiting patiently, so they want to see they want to hear what's going on.
I just say, as to piggyback what you said earlier about Mika, yeah, Mika is like our mama because you know she definitely raised us, and every time Mika would move, we was right on there.
Right on.
But Mika
Right on.
Mika never really whooped us though, but
Never. She didn't whoop her own kids. She definitely didn't whoop us.
Yeah. Well, I beg to differ, but we'll get into that.
Plenty of butt whoopings.
Right on. Right
Rightfully
on.
so. Rightfully so, though.
Yeah.
That boy was terrible.
Yes,
Man.
Lord.
Man. We're gonna jump right into it, but before I do, again, TAKESIA Johnson will be joining here shortly. And I want to go ahead and also I want to say this too. I do have two other sisters on my daddy's side, Etoya Scott and then Asia Shaw. So those are my blood sisters as well, but I love them, equally. So I don't want nobody to think that, hey, where they at, but the reality is that we came up on mama's side the most, and that's who I spent my childhood with. So that's what this discussion is about. But we love them equally. And also I want to put a disclaimer out there that this is not a bashing session. We're not trying to bash anybody or belittle anybody or anything like that. This is simply four relatives having a discussion about what they seen, what they went through, and how what they went through didn't define who they became ultimately as adults. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there as well. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. Let's get it. First, I want to say, we're gonna start with y'all childhoods, Mika, Lily. Again, me and VERKISIE, we're the youngest, so we came into the picture a lot later than you three did. So we're gonna start off with Mika and Lily, man. Y'all give us a kind of an idea of how y'all childhood was with our mother, our grandmama, and the family, back then. So how was y'all childhood when y'all was coming up?
Growing up was we were spoiled in a sense at some point. I remember I remember having the best Christmases ever. I do remember that. I do remember grandma being at grandma's house, spending my time at grandma's house was probably the funnest because everybody lived in the neighborhood. Grandma, before she became richly in the church, she used to let me have like birthday parties and like friends over. I remember grandma, everybody that I brought home at some point lived with us. So I could bring somebody that I met at school to my grandma's house and say, Grandma, they ain't got no food, or they don't have nowhere to stay, and grandma let them move in. So we had this 3-bedroom house, and we had like every room was full of people. So I remember grandma taking in everybody in the neighborhood, feeding everybody. And she worked at the post office overnight. So I just remember having a good time, when we were at grandma's house.
Now, for the folks who may not know, I'm sorry to cut y'all, but for the folks who may not know, you talking about Grandma Elise, right?
Talking about Grandma Elise.
and that's my baby, my angel. Yes. And you also are talking about the house on Larkspur, right?
On Larkspur in Woodman Park. Yes.
Hello. Okay.
Party house.
All right.
Disclaimer.
Right.
I didn't get this, Grandma.
Right. That was a question. Yeah. I was gonna ask you a question about that. Like,
oh yeah, she was
coming up. Like,
she's fun, grandma. You got the. I ain't gonna tell everybody, but you got the
BC grandma.
That
we had the BC grandma. Y'all got the AC grandma.
Yes.
Oh my God.
The BC grandma was a whole nother beast.
Man.
Yes,
Wow.
Lord. Yes,
wow.
Lord. Yes,
now,
Lord.
Now, Mika, was grandma's mother alive when you was born?
Yes. She passed away around.
I was 5. I think I was 5.
Was a baby then, but I do remember going to her house. I remember how she looked. I remember she was really, really short and really sweet, like sweet and beautiful, and had like the prettiest, thinnest, long hair. She's like a little Indian. And I remember going to her house. At one point, she stayed in this really big house in Reedsville behind the Armory. And it was kind of scary. But they had played cards there, and she had a house full of people. So she had card games and all that stuff there. But I remember going to her house, and I remember Gerald and Chuck used to scare us. They used to lift their eyelids up because you ever seen the movie called The Birds? It looked like the house on the birds. Like she actually had birds flying around upstairs. Like one of the rooms didn't have no roof, no ceiling. It was crazy.
Oh,
but I remember going to her house, and she cooked. She got up early in the morning and cooked, breakfast. And I remember little bits and pieces of great grandma. She was real sweet, but she carried a gun, like they had card games. She'd have a little gun on the table or whatever. And grandma used to do that too. Them women kept guns around, like they kept their little pistols.
So it was like that.
It was like that. It was like that.
Wow.
Strong woman.
I miss her.
Yeah, she was sweet as pie. Sweet as pie. Yeah.
Okay. Lee?
So, like Mika said, when you are young, your memories, either they're there or they're not there. And some things come to you. I remember having this conversation with Mom, and it's amazing to me what I can remember and being so young. Right. And I'm actually grateful for that, because I have very fond memories of my great grandmother. Which one would think that I shouldn't, because I was very young, but I mean, like down to like the tiniest details. I remember I used to have this onesie. It was a one piece with like giraffes on it. It was white and it had zebras and giraffes, like pictures of animals. And I see myself clearly going to a yellow house. It was a yellow house. And I remember the house Mika talking about. And what's so crazy is that house was green, right, Mika? That green. Bigger house was green. But when I remember when grandma moved into a smaller house, like it was a smaller house, it was a yellow house. And I don't know how long she had been there, but when you walk in the house, I'm not going to say it was a shotgun house, but when you walk in the house, it was like a ditch in the front of it. And when you walk in the house, the living room was there, and then it was a bedroom to the left. And then you go straight, and there was a kitchen, and way to the back of the house was where Dooney, rest in peace, one of our family members used to live, and her room was red. But the thing I remember most about grandma was when I would come in the house, I was greeted with such love from Granddaddy Coop, which was grandmother's counterpart at the time. And he would pick me up all the time, be like, "Hey, monkey." He would call me monkey. And he would literally sit me on his knee and bounce me on his knee. He would just bounce me. And as an adult, I can smell him. He smelled like cigarettes.
Camel.
All the time. He smelled like cigarettes. And as an adult, like I literally can smell him. Like I can hear his voice as clear as day. I can smell him. I can see grandma. She would come give me the biggest kiss. I could smell her. And at this particular time, I think grandma used to wear a wig maybe because it was like a short, like curlier wig. It's the same wig that she has in a picture with her and her children that I have a picture of in my phone.
Right.
And the next memory that I have of her, outside of, like Mika said, she was really sweet, like really warm, could cook, because I remember eating her food like I still can taste it. The
Right.
next memory I have of her is I remember when the phone call came in and we rushed over there to grandma's house. And I remember coming in the house just as I always did as a child. And I remember seeing her on the floor. She had fell. And I remember Grandma Elise running to her. And I want to say Mama kind of filled in the gaps of my memory with that. I think Mama might have said like the day after or a couple days later is that's when we lost our grandma. But I remember vividly walking in the house and seeing her on the floor. She had fell off the bed. She slept in that front room to the left. They had her in that front room to the left. So that memory stays with me about grandma. But like rewind to the house Mika talking about, one of the memories that also stays with me is that I was really little and I was coming up some concrete steps, and the way it was a swing set outside, me and Kiki was out there playing. I ran up the steps, and grandma, you know how when you pull a doorknob off and it's a hole left? I looked through it with one eye and a bumblebee stung me in my eye.
Wow.
Remember that.
So those are the kind of memories that I have about grandma, seeing her, watching her cook, and definitely fond memories of Grandma Elise, BC. I say BC before Christ. I mean, she always had Christ in her life, but grandma was definitely not in the church as strong as she has been for most of her life. So back then it was,
fun, grandma.
And y'all got to witness that. That's y'all got.
It was card parties and hanging out with the neighbors, which became my best friends, and it was fun. Grandma was still strict though. She always been strict.
You bet your life she was.
Yeah. So those are kind of my memories, especially with our great grandmother, who I miss dearly. Like I really remember, very, very fond memories of her for sure.
Yeah. Man, that's how was the the family dynamic? And I think Miko, you may have touched on it, but how was the family dynamic in those days?
Family dynamics. Grandma was the glue. I remember grandma being the glue. I remember the siblings, like we're close, thank God. But I remember mama and her siblings not being so close.
And Darlise is on.
Yeah, not being so close. So it wasn't really like close knit.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't really like close knit like we are. Just a lot.
And you talking about mama and her sisters? You talking about mama? Okay.
Yeah, and her siblings. It wasn't really like they weren't really all that close.
Right.
Like we are. But grandma, like I say, grandma was the glue.
Right.
That kind of kept everybody. She ain't take no mess back then, so it was it was just a lot of bouncing around. For me, being that I'm the oldest, I remember just kind of like bouncing around, between different places, different houses, just kind of bouncing around between different places.
Yeah,
wasn't really like a stable at one point. Or at some points it wasn't really, like stable. And yeah, I do remember that.
And I'm sure Lee, before I move to this next key point, what's your take on that, Lily? How was about the family dynamic in those days, in those earlier days?
I'm definitely gonna have to agree with a lot of what Mika said. In my recollection of back then, Mama was an island to me. And island, I mean, everybody knows the definition of an island. I don't think that she was close with her siblings at all.
Mm-hmm.
Grandmother was definitely the glue, and because we spent a lot of time at grandma's house, there was different times of my childhood that I can recall we were, staying with grandma. And like Mika said, that came with a lot of bouncing around too, whether that be from mom moving a lot. I think I might have went to some odd 5 or 6 different elementary schools. So whether that came with mom moving a lot, from us bouncing around, or being placed from here to there, but grandma house was a constant. So we would see our aunts and uncles because when we were there, when we were fixtured actually in grandma house, living with grandma. But outside of that, there was never any like camaraderie or visits, or from them at mom's house, where if mom had, wherever we were at mom's house living with mom, they weren't really close. Now the dynamics across the family, as a unit, as a whole, and there was love there, but there wasn't like a closeness, like, you know what I mean? And I think a part of that has kind of, carried on, if you will.
Sure.
So,
it's very man, I appreciate, again, thank y'all, man, because it's very interesting that we're discussing this, because see, people got to understand and keep in mind, y'all, that we talking about probably from 75 to 80. Well, no, 75 to 85 is 1975 to 1985 is what we're covering. So again, me and Put wasn't even we wasn't even around when in the time frame that they're talking about.
We weren't even a thought.
Right. But I gotta mention that because what Lily and Mika are discussing and saying that they experienced as kids, what they seen, me and Put seen something totally different. So y'all got like as far as the family dynamic is concerned. So it's very pivotal that y'all understand that, because, and again, we're not we're just telling our experience. And Lily, Kiki, and Mika's experience was way different than me and Put's. So I just want everybody to keep that in mind. How was it, Lily and Mika? How was it watching Mama grow into? How was it watching Mama grow on all levels into womanhood, physically, well, mentally, emotionally? Because again, Mama was young. Mama was what? 16 when she had you? 17?
Yeah, 17. Yeah, 17. She was young. I recall when we lived in Reedsville, I probably was about 4 or about 5, like right around the time with my dad's mom. I recall bits and pieces of being with I was with my dad's mom probably more than I was with mom, because my dad's mom lived right across the street from mama. So I used to get up when I was a little baby and run across the street to my grandma's house. So I remember, I recall little bits and pieces of being with her.
Right.
I recall Duke Street is where we lived in Reedsville, Duke Street. So I recall bits and pieces, not a lot, with mom when she was younger. I just remember just moving around. I don't even remember her and my dad being together. I don't even remember. I don't remember seeing my daddy when I was younger. Like when
they were married, right?
Yeah, for a little bit. But I just remember him coming to my grandfather's house when we used to go visit granddaddy. I remember daddy coming around sometimes, but I don't really remember him and mama being together.
Granddaddy Horace, you mean?
Yeah, when we used to go to Granddaddy house. I don't have a lot of memories. Sad to say, like I don't have a whole lot of memories with mama. Like Smith Homes, I do. And I probably was about, I want to say 8 or 9. We lived in Smith Homes, and I do remember coming home from school or coming home, and mama used to play either Prince or Whitney Houston. She had this stereo set. She always kept a really, really nice apartment. She always kept a really nice place, always kept food galore. We had plenty of food. But I just remember like coming in the house and she have her music playing, and I go to my room, and then when I go to my room and put down what I got to put down, and I'm going outside playing with the kids, you know, around Smith Homes. I just remember like little bits and pieces of mama. I don't really remember a lot of time.
Right.
You know what I mean? With mom.
Yeah. And that's again, that's I can understand exactly what you're saying. That's an important piece that I got out of that, Mika. Well, before I move to that, Lily.
So of course, Mika a lot older than me, so she would have seen mama grow. By the time I came into the picture, you know, mama was a little older. She was still young though. So it's crazy because like Mika, a lot of the memories that I have to mom correlates to music. Mom loved music. Like,
yeah, she
so
yeah.
I can remember coming in the house from school and, you know, music is playing, mama cleaning up or doing whatever. I also know that she loved to have her head scratched anytime she wanted her head scratched, you know, it's get that comb, come scratch my scalp, you know. So you know, but other than that, mama was raising kids, you know, even when y'all came along, you know, she was raising kids, you know, we didn't do a whole lot. Mama really wasn't a traveler, which I don't understand because
she wasn't.
Because I am, you know, so I don't understand how you didn't have that, but you know, whatever. So mama really wasn't a traveler, so she was a homebody to me. She was always home when we were with mama. She was always home until she, you know, wasn't. There was times when she used to party a lot, you know, in Atlanta. But I don't, like Mika said, I don't, you know, that we didn't really do trips or anything like that. So the memories I have of mama is being home on the phone.
Right.
We didn't really get on her nerves too much, so it wasn't a whole lot of discipline there. Not because she wasn't a disciplinarian, it just wasn't needed. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No, I understand exactly what you're saying.
So
yeah, we didn't get into much trouble.
Right.
But I don't remember like sit down conversations with mama. You know, like when we were kids, like we talk to her more now. We have conversations with her more now than I don't remember her having sit downs with us, like telling us about the birds and the bees, or you know how to avoid this man or how to do that. So we didn't get those things from our mother. I got those things from my aunt or either my friends in the street. So I kind of learned from other people. Yeah, I kind of learned I learned certain things from other people. Like my aunt Charlene, she used to kind of give me like little tidbits of information, like don't do this, keep your credit good, you know. But I never really got a sit down from my mama. Like, you know, and this is what I'm gonna explain to you. I'm gonna explain to you how to, you know, so that I didn't receive. You know, mama wasn't really I'm not gonna say she wasn't really affectionate, but she wasn't. And that's not her fault because I think you know, affection is kind of like something that you actually that you get from, you know, it's kind of passed on.
It's
So
learned.
she wasn't really one of those mothers that was like affectionate. I don't remember hugs. I don't really remember kisses. I don't really remember, you know, I don't remember none of that from, you know, and that's just a part of, I guess that's going to get into, you know, that'll take us to where we're going next.
Yeah.
So
it's very important things that you just said, because they will. We're gonna touch on those later on in the conversation. One thing I want to ask one more question, and then we're gonna probably dive into another time frame, so to speak. But how was y'all relationship? And this is something that I've always wanted to know, because I never knew this. How was y'all relationships with Bobby, OG Bobby Johnson?
Disclaimer. Let them know that Alicia and them got the same daddy, and me and man got the same daddy.
Yeah, my daddy was we had a good relationship with my daddy. He just wasn't really he wasn't there. We spent most, like when we went to Reedsville, it was my granddaddy. Now, granted, my daddy, I remember him coming over with his girlfriend. He was dating a girl, and we really loved her, but because she was real sweet. She used to take us to get ice cream and stuff. We had a good relationship with daddy, but my granddaddy was daddy. Like at the time, my granddaddy, the one that, you know, took us shopping and spent the money on us and got us ice cream. And, you know, my granddaddy was like, daddy just came and visited us at granddaddy's house, or maybe picked us up and rode us around. But daddy, that's all daddy did at that time. Granddaddy was daddy.
Right.
But we loved our daddy, but daddy just wasn't really as active as he should have been at that time.
Lee?
Yeah. My experience of my daddy is kind of the same as Mika, but a little different, right? Like, of course, here's the thing, like life is twofold, right? To me, like you process things as a child, and then you begin to process things as an adult when you have a better understanding of what things is going on, the way things happen, right? So I give both of my parents grace, because I know as an adult why those things happen, right? So I give both of them grace. But the way that I experienced my dad back then was as any child would experience their parent, right? You giddy, you happy, that's your father or your mother. So like, of course, every time you see them, your world lights up. Right. But even with that, there was a sense of absence. You know what I mean? He was very absent. He wasn't present. He lived with my grandfather for a period of time, which is why I think we were able to see him when we did see him, because of course there was coming in to get clothes, change clothes, or grab a bike, because he had this yellow bike that he used to always be on. So when we were at our grandfather's house, I can remember going into my dad's room and talking to him as he was getting dressed. My daddy was sharp now, so I would admire him and the way that he put that shit on. You know what I mean? So I would admire him, like he clean and he would talk. You know, he would talk to me because I would always go in his room when I knew he was there. But outside of that, there's not a lot of memories with my daddy. Like Shamika said, my granddaddy was present. My granddaddy, you know, although absent from saying the word "I love you" or giving you hugs, I knew he loved me because he showed it through actions. You know what I mean? So, but for my father, my childhood, he was absent. There was no connection there. Yeah. Other than the fact that I knew that was my dad and I loved him because that was my dad. And there was some admiration there because that was my dad, but there wasn't really like no connection like that, like to where, you know, like it should be between a father and a daughter.
Right. How did that affect y'all? That lack of that lack of a relationship with your father as women.
I'm gonna take that first. For me, I know how it has showed up in my life. I feel like for a long time before you come into your awareness, your self-discovery, and before you start going through things that helps you learn and grow, I think that I found myself in certain dynamics where I felt like I'm trying to prove my worth to whereas you can say to a man, but I also think that has showed up in numerous aspects of my life, not just in relational, right? Like relationships. I think that when you grow up absent of parents, it makes you feel like you're not good enough, or you got to prove yourself, or you got to work that much harder for someone's affection because there's lack of it, or there was a lack of it. So I feel like it has showed up in my life with that. And I also feel like, you know, you got daddy issues, you know, some issues that I've had to work out, you know, in my adulthood that I had to come to terms with and try to heal that part of me. That's still a work in progress, because sometimes I can, you know, experience certain things where I have to reflect and be like, hey, you know, I wonder if that comes from that, you know, whether that be childhood wounds or, you know, abandonment issues is what I like to refer that to. I feel like a lot of deep rooted stuff comes from feeling abandoned as a child by a parent, you know, so that is how it has affected me. But overall, you know, you push through those things and you learn from them. You get the help that you need, whether that's counseling or shadow work or what have you, and you push through it. You push through it in life, and you hold no grudges, you hold no animosity, because again, I say, for me, I recognize what took place back then for them, and it allows me to be able to give my parents grace.
Okay, Meek, go ahead. You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I'm kind of piggybacking on her. I think for me, my decision making, especially in the beginning of my, you know, teenage years, because I am a young mother. I had a child early. I had my kids early. So I think that my decision making, my mental, I always felt like something was mentally wrong with me. Nobody knows that. And I say that because I have not made good decisions or good choices, especially like when it comes to me, and it was like making the same mistake over and over, giving too much leeway, too many what's the word I'm looking for? Chances. So I think that not having my father, and I ain't gonna blame it totally on him, but just having a dad plays a part in, because a dad shows you kind of like, he's supposed to kind of be there to kind of show you how a man's supposed to treat a woman, or, you know, so we didn't have that. I didn't have that. So that's what I kind of missed out on in the beginning. Now, towards the end, you know, towards later on in life, like I say, my grandfather was good, but grandfather, you know, he wasn't teaching us about that. You know, he spoiled us. He taught us about how to break a man. You know, like he did his part of spoiling us. You know, but yeah, I think that's kind of what I missed, or what we missed.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Granddaddy Bobby, even though he wasn't my biological granddaddy, but he always acted like he was our granddaddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
talking about Granddaddy Horace?
Granddaddy Horace.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Hey, rest in peace to Granddaddy.
Peace, Grandpa.
I call him Granddaddy Horace. Granddaddy Horace, because man, he treated me like I was one of his when he was
One of
around
his
too.
own. Yep.
Yeah.
Sure. So for sure.
Great man. Great man.
Great.
Sure. Yeah, I asked that to y'all about y'all father, because obviously we again, y'all dealt with my pops in a certain way, a certain perspective. So I wanted to make sure that we touch based on y'all's relationship with y'all pops, and I know that it had an effect on y'all differently, and part of the reason why I believe we're so strong as siblings is due to how I look at y'all as women. So I just wanted to get and give the people an idea of, the effects and outcomes that had on y'all as well, man. So I appreciate y'all for sharing that with us. Man, we gonna go ahead. Kiki's asking about the joint here in a little bit, y'all. So y'all stay with us. We're gonna go ahead and move into kind of when me and Put came into the picture. So we about to get into the meat and potatoes of this thing here, right? So before, obviously, we talking about when we were born. Do y'all remember when Mama met Daddy? Like, do y'all remember when he came into the picture?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember. Yeah.
Don't and one thing. Hold on, Put. Don't don't sugarcoat nothing. That is pops. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, man, we this is for me, this is therapy. So like I need y'all, this is about y'all. Like, this is about y'all. So like however y'all felt, because we going somewhere with this. So go ahead, Put.
No, I'm just saying I think they met at Daddy's sister funeral, right?
You was there?
This is what that was told now.
She talked about what she was told, I think.
Or Granddaddy met, he knew Granddaddy first, and Granddaddy said he was gonna introduce, but I think they met at a funeral.
Wow, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
I can't even remember where they met at. I just remember when he showed up.
Mama said yes. Mom, where y'all meet at?
Hold on. She said yes.
Okay. So yeah.
Mama chimed in, man. Oh Lord.
Mm-hmm.
She said yes. So she met Daddy through Aunt Laura's.
Okay.
Oh, well, we should have known. Okay. All right. So y'all tell me about touch on that. Yeah, touch on that. Touch on y'all's experience with Daddy and how y'all experienced with Mama through that time, and what it was like, when we were born.
I remember your daddy used to golf a lot. I remember him golfing a lot. He was a cool dude. I remember Mama used to cook. I remember coming home. I think coming home from school, coming home from somewhere. Mama used to like cook these meals that I'm talking about. He had to have his food cooked a certain way, like his spaghetti, his chicken. I remember my favorite dish that she used to cook was the chicken and gravy. Like she used to fry the chicken up, and she'll bake some gravy for it and put it in the pot. And then she had the mashed potatoes and stuff. So I remember her kind of like serving him, basically, cooking his dinner, serving him. He had to have everything like a certain way, like spaghetti. Most people when they cook spaghetti, they mix the whole pot together. Well, he didn't like his spaghetti mixed. He had to have the noodles and then the sauce and then the cornbread. So I remember that. I remember like Mama kind of like, serving him his food and cooking for him. And I remember loud sometimes. I do remember that.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah.
First of all, mama cooking.
Yeah, mama used to cook now. Mama cooked all the time. She cooked because he had to have meals.
She didn't with your daddy, it wasn't, she didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So she
it was a requirement.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's I ain't no mom. Okay. Lily, what you want to touch on that?
Similar, I mean, high level, similar to Mika. I remember your daddy was initially cool. This is like you said about when y'all were younger, much younger. Cool, worked hard, always been a hard worker. I remember him, definitely providing. There wasn't any lack. Whether that came from mama or him, we didn't see lack at that time. Cool initially, and like Mika said, I definitely remember one thing about Eddie. He was matter of fact, very matter of fact back then. Like I said, with the whole food thing, she didn't really have a choice. She had to cook, because I remember him, basically saying like, "What's for dinner? What's to eat?" Like Eddie didn't play. He want his supper. He want his dinner. He want his dinner, and like Mika, it's crazy because I remember the same thing. Like he always wanted his spaghetti. Must have been his favorite, because we were definitely gonna have spaghetti once, if not twice a week, because that was his thing, and he wanted it a certain way. But there was other things that he wanted, but I remember him being real particular, definitely about that spaghetti. So. Yeah, but other than that, initially, that's when y'all were younger. He used to dress y'all to the 9. I remember that.
To the T. Yeah.
To the 9. I mean, y'all had the toe jabot all the time.
Right. I might need y'all to help me with my time frames a little bit, because I think I start vividly remembering like recollections of y'all when I was about maybe 3. And y'all will tell it better than me, but I just remember like terrorizing. I do remember that when I used to throw y'all, like when I used to just do all kinds of crazy stuff to y'all, man. These are the earliest recollections of y'all and in our many houses that we lived in. So
yeah, you were horrible.
Yes.
You were, to keep it plain and simple and sweet, you were the worst child ever. Like, I mean, and I tell people this all the time. It's like, it's so crazy how much I adore and respect and admire you, because back then I wasn't even sure if I liked you. Like, because you were a menace.
Oh my gosh, yo.
There was really nothing, you know what I mean? Like, outside of you being my brother, like, you were terrible. Like, bro, like, you couldn't be trusted, because the minute somebody turned their head, you was hitting somebody with a golf club, or so it was like, it was hard to trust you, because you would do something devious, like really devious, like not like high level devious, or he was just a baby. No, like, it was like, okay, if I turn my head, I might get hit upside the head with a steel golf club, like real steel. Like, so it was hard to trust you, and you were bad. You was just bad, but you were spoiled. Like, like mama spoiled you, your daddy spoiled you. You was the only boy in the house, so you were all boys. So you was just like, you was a terrorizer.
Man.
Yeah.
Me
used to chase us. I mean, we were literally scared sometimes. Like, scared.
Yes, we were scared to go to sleep. Like, I would come home from school, and all of my clothes, I had the upstairs bedroom. So a house that we lived in, we called it the Barbie doll house. So I had an upstairs bedroom. So I would come home and all my clothes and shoes was outside. You had threw everything out the window. Like you threw all our clothes out the window, our shoes, everything from the dresser, you throw it out the window. Like sleeping, shoot, we were scared to sleep because we didn't know if you was gonna hit, you used to get legally all the time though. Like all the time you would hit me with something like glass. Like when you had glass, we literally be like trembling because we didn't know if you was gonna hit us or not. You was off the chain. We did not like you as a child. It's just amazing how you have just grown and we close now, but when you was a child, you got away and your daddy let you get away with it. Like he would laugh
everything.
Yeah, he would laugh like when we tell him, man, hit us, or he just be laughing. Like he thought it was funny because you hit somebody. You was hitting, he would even have you hitting your mama.
Wow.
Yeah. Like you would hit mama. Like he would tell you to hit mama. You might hit mama with something. And he thought that was cool.
He did.
Yeah, he thought that was cool.
I'm gonna tell y'all. I believe you. You know why? Because I'm getting it right now. I'm getting it tenfold.
Hey, you should have a mark on your leg still to prove it.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I do. I got the burn mark. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, I got it. I was just telling Candace about that the other day.
Like you terrorized us so bad, and it was me specifically. Like, I mean, you used to do it to Mika and Kiki too, but it would just seem like you were always like, I don't know, like I used to be like, oh my God, like this little boy, like who, like, so like you was messing with me one day in the back seat. We in the back seat of the car. They was in Food Line on Market Street. I'll never forget it. And you wouldn't leave me alone, man. I pushed that deliberately, like deliberate. I pushed the lighter in and waited till it popped out. And when it popped out, I stuck it right on your leg.
I remember that. I told Candace the exact story, bro. I remember that.
I did.
I also remember real quick. I remember when I think Daddy used to work out of town a lot. This what I can remember. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but he used to work out of town. Did Mama work third shift at some point? She had to leave work to go to work at night.
I think she did I think
she did.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to stay with me because I remember when I used to be sleeping in Mama's bed, and I would hear Mama go, "All right, she'll come in there." Mama, and this is the experiences that we had versus y'all. Mama used to come kiss me goodnight, and I remember I would be watching a movie or something like that, and then I hear Mama go, "Good night, y'all." Then she be talking to y'all. "All right, I'll see y'all later, y'all. Y'all take care of everything. All right, now bye." And I hear that door close. Right? Here y'all come. Here go you, Kiki, and me. Yo, I would see the door open, and I knew what time it was, man. The door will open. Here go Mika. Smother time. Hey, y'all would come in there and smother me, yo, but like I can't stand him. Get him, Mika, hold his leg. Kiki, get him. What? But y'all and y'all knew I was frightened, bro. That was my trauma right there. That was my trauma, yo.
He hated to be smothered. You hated it.
Either that or y'all will put me in the closet and keep me in there. And this is all like I'm supposed to be asleep. I remember that, yo. I know y'all remember it too. So don't.
I'm
so
glad you're not traumatized as an adult. I'm so glad you didn't. That didn't, cause you to have no mental issue.
Nah, it close. I thought I was claustrophobic for a minute till I started playing ball, but that's.
Yeah.
I remember that, man. I remember that.
It happened.
What do so we know that Mama went through some stuff in the relationship with Pops. We're gonna skip past that. But What do y'all remember? When Puput came into the picture, because I can tell y'all what I remember when she came in the picture.
She cried
what
too
do y'all?
much.
Yeah, what do y'all distinctly remember about Put?
Remember her being a little hollering baby.
A hollering baby, a hollering mess.
Yes.
A bald head hollering mess.
Right.
But I got that long hair now.
Put was her name.
Now you do, yeah. But Lord, back then, geez.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember. Man, we lived in. I do remember when we lived in the baby doll house or the Barbie doll house. I remember that. I don't remember Hook Street. I don't remember Hook Street. Really, truly, I don't remember no houses other than
the baby doll house.
Yeah, that's the only house I remember.
Yeah.
I remember they had a birthday party for me, and I drove around the corner in my fire truck. Wasn't that the Barbie doll house?
Yeah.
And Put was in the passion side. She may have been like 6 or 7 months, and I turned that corner board with them 2 wheels like that, and Put fell out the fire truck. I remember that. That's about the only thing I remember about that, man. So dang, Kiki right here. Hey, I'm about to go ahead and bring Kiki in here, y'all. Takesha Johnson. That's my other sister. Kiki, what's up?
Hey,
Key.
Hey, girl.
Y'all can't hear.
Can you hear us now?
It's really, really low.
Hit the buttons on the side of your phone.
Hold on.
Handle your business.
She had the same issue last night. She'll fix it.
Yeah. So y'all welcome to Keisha Johnson, bottom right hand corner. Kiki, we're gonna introduce you here very, very, very shortly. We in the midst of the conversation. So look, we at the point now, guys, where it's about 88, 89. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong as well, but this is right around the time where some things happen, and let's just say, for lack of better terms, me and Put we had a little hiatus for a few years. We're gonna agree to say that. This is a very
I just can't keep it real.
Well, we are keeping it real. We're gonna keep it real, but we're gonna respect everybody's we're gonna have respect for everybody. But we got a little time period where me and Put we took a little hiatus, and this is a very important time period because y'all, I wanted to know, and I've never known this before. I know I've asked y'all in the past, but I don't think I've ever got clarity about it. But can y'all tell me what was Mama's mindset when this happened? What was y'all's mindset? And what was the family's mindset during this period when it happened? If y'all can just let me know when it happened. What was y'all mindset? What was the family's mindset? What was Mama's mindset when me and Put took that hiatus that obviously we didn't have no control over?
I remember Mama being out her mind.
Yeah.
Extremely. I remember Mama being out her mind, like extremely scared, like I think all of the emotions that a mom is supposed to feel is, two of her kids are no longer in her life. And I remember she had no clue where y'all were at. At one point, at a time period in that. And I remember her being out her mind. Like I remember her crying uncontrollably. I remember us crying. I remember crying, because it was just kind of like hysteria, like, because there was no answers at the time. There was a period of time where there was no, communication about where y'all were, what happened, and I almost want to say it was days, right, Mika?
Yeah.
It was like days. Like this wasn't just like hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember it being like, Mama being out her mind, like completely. I remember Grandma coming over and Grandma was out her mind. Like I said, everybody was out their mind. Like, it was horrible.
Yeah.
I remember that being like a very horrible moment moments because it wasn't just a short period of time.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
And just to let everybody know, just to let the viewers know who are watching, man, me and Put got, we was gone for 3 years. Wait,
Mama said
4
years.
4 years. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know it was that long. Okay, so yeah, we was literally we didn't see Mama, Lily, Kiki, and Mika, none of that side of the family for 4 years. So this was a huge gap. A lot changed, and that's exactly what I want to cover. A lot changed in that time period. I can tell y'all, Put has no clue. She had no clue. But I can tell y'all from I think I was like 3 or 4. I remember, and y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, I remember the exact day when everything happened. In fact, we was at grandma's house when do y'all know we was at grandma's house when
I think so. Yeah.
When, you know what I'm saying, when Pops came and collected us, so to speak. And I don't know why, I don't know why, but I just remember that at the time grandma's back room had nothing in it. Like I think they were just starting to make it a room. Or so I can remember, because I remember clothes being all over the place and we was just playing. And man, I just remember grandma was in the kitchen doing something. I think she may have been cooking or something like that. You know, grandma used to have that long gown on. When she had that gown on, she probably was cooking. Right. So I just remember her having that on, and then somebody else was there, but I really don't remember. I just know you know, we was in the back playing or something like that. And then I just remember Daddy coming in, and he was like, you know, again, I'm 3 or 4 at the moment, so I don't really remember what he said, but I just remember him grabbing a bag, going up front, grabbing the bag, and I hear grandma in the background saying something. Then I hear Daddy coming in with the bag, putting all our clothes in the bag. Put was a baby, so she couldn't have been no more than maybe 1 or so.
18 months.
Yeah, she was 18 months.
Oh, okay, so I just remember him getting everything, and then I think I remember grandma saying something like, "You bringing them back, right?" or something like that, and that was it. That was the last I seen of my grandma up until that point. So 4 years had transpired, man. Can y'all tell me what I know y'all elaborated on y'all's mindset, but can y'all tell me what kind of events transpired in that time? A lot happened, and we're gonna touch on it. But if y'all could, first of all, Kiki, welcome to the show. Y'all, everybody know that's my for those who don't know, that's TAKESIA Johnson. That's my second oldest sister.
Hey,
Kiki,
everybody.
man, go ahead and introduce yourself to the folks real quick.
Hey, everybody. I'm Kiki, aka Kiki. No TAKESIA, just call me Kiki.
Come on, man.
Call me Kiki.
Talk. Come on.
How y'all doing?
Everybody good, man. Everybody good. We having a great discussion, man. We had we about an hour in. So you right in the middle of the meat and potatoes of this thing, man. So y'all go ahead and tell us what events happened in that 3 to 4 year period that we were gone.
It was kind of like a lot going on during that time period. I'm trying to think where we were.
It was at grandma's house, weren't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we was at grandma's house. I'm trying to think where else we was. We was somewhere else too.
And I think my Van came into the picture not too long after that.
Yeah, not too long after that.
Pops came into the picture not too long after that.
Hey, shout out to Van too, Van Thompson, our stepdaddy.
Shout out to Pops.
We gonna Pops. Oh yeah, we gonna touch base on him too. But shout out to Van.
Well, I remember Mama trying to get y'all back. I definitely remember that. Like after the mass hysteria, because but after she found out, I can't remember how she found out. But after she found out, I remember her trying to get y'all back, and I remember her being told that pretty much it wasn't nothing she could do because that was y'all daddy.
Right.
And you know, she would have to go through the courts. Like, but I remember it being like, you know, it wasn't a secret that your dad would take care of y'all. He was a good dad, you know, so it wasn't like y'all were in no hurt, harm, danger, or nothing like that.
Right.
So, but like Mika and Kiki just said, Pops came into the picture, you know, later on, and you know, I want to say she was allowed to see y'all in that time period. Like, I know she was. I want to say she was, if not see y'all, like, I think she may have been buying y'all stuff. I remember Mama still kind of like buying y'all stuff. I don't know if she was dropping that off or, you know, or whatever. And I can't remember how long that took from the time that y'all was taken. I definitely know it wasn't right away.
Right.
But, you know, of course, mindset is that, you know, we got questions. Like, we, you know, our siblings just gone, you know, like, so that it was weird. You know what I mean? It was kind of weird. I remember feeling weird about it. Like, so ain't nothing you could do? Like, what, you know, what do you mean? You know, we young ourselves, so we don't, you know, we definitely didn't know what we know now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, all she had to do was really go just take y'all back. It wouldn't have been nothing he could have did. But you didn't, you know, you ain't know. We don't, you know, I ain't know that's what, you know, could have happened. But it was weird. It was definitely weird for a while without y'all being there, you know, but as time moved on, it became, you know, normal, so to speak, you know, and Dan came in the picture and, you know, life looked a little different. And then, you know, and then of course y'all came back, you know, so.
I do remember like a little moment. I kind of like vaguely remember a little moment when we was over Grandma Henrietta's house when she used to watch y'all. And I remember, Mika, do you remember me calling Mama and telling her that Man and Papa was over there? Remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like, Man and Papa over here? Like that. And she came over there and Grandma was like, oh, why you call? She was kind of like upset. I don't know. You know, I really don't know if, you know, it was like a big secret. Cause again, I was still young myself, but I do remember being happy to see y'all. Me and Mika did see y'all at a little moment. But the minute that I called Mama and she came over there, she didn't even get to see y'all because he came over there and scooped y'all up so quick. And then that was kind of like, that was it until the time frame when her and Van getting together and being able to reunite with you guys again. But I do remember that little bit. Not a lot. I don't remember a lot, but I do remember seeing y'all over Grandma Henrietta's house because she was watching y'all and me calling Mama.
Yeah. I vaguely remember that. No, let me say, I remember Miss Henrietta. We used to go because she lived in, was it?
She was staying at Hampton Homes at the time.
Hampton Homes. Okay, yeah. And I remember going over her house. Because that's where me and Lady used to. That's when I got to know Lady and everything like that. But I do remember going over her house. Me and Poopa both sitting on that couch, and Miss Henrietta was cool. She used to watch stories a lot. That's all I know. And I just remember looking out. I remember looking out the window all day, waiting on my daddy to get there.
Right.
So basically,
probably was about 2 or 3.
Charlene said that it was a secret. So anytime he would take us somewhere, and if somebody reported that we was there, he would not let us go back over there.
Right. Correct.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing, by the way, Kiki, I don't remember that at all. I don't remember seeing y'all at all.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't, Papa definitely wouldn't remember because she was so young and you know, you was young as well, but yeah, that was like, it was only for that little brief moment, you know, and after that, it was no more of coming over Grandma's house once, you know, he had found out that Mama knew it was over then.
Yeah. And I think y'all came back home not too long after the car when Put tried to drive and you pulled the. I think
Snatch.
y'all came home not too long after that.
Yeah. We
herself trying to drive.
So all right. So real quick before I get, because I'm gonna get to that point. I got it right here. But let me say, in that time frame, me and Put obviously, and this part of the reason I mean y'all know this. This the reason why me and Put like our dynamic is the way it is, because obviously that 4-year span we spent a lot of time together every day.
Obviously. Absolutely.
So in that time frame, we got to know who our grandmother was, which is my daddy's mama, Grandma Mabel, who rest in peace to Grandma Mabel. She brought us into our home, of course. That's who we were staying with, by the way.
Right.
We stayed with Grandma Mabel on Sloan Street. And I learned a lot in that house. Man, that, like you say, man, to me, I didn't know. I didn't know first of all, I didn't know we got taken from our mama. I didn't know that. But to me, it was amazing for me. I just know that I miss my mama. I knew that, but without discussing too many details, what we was told was what we was told that happened to her. We just learned to live with it. I mean, we learned to accept it. And
right.
I can't remember if I cried, honestly. I can't remember if I cried or not, but I do remember I missed my mama. I knew who she was. Poopa didn't have no clue. So Poopa never asked questions. Poopa was a straight up daddy's girl, man. Like,
right.
Man, Poopa was daddy's girl, man.
Yeah, she really was.
So Poopa really didn't even know. To be honest with you, if from my perspective, she didn't even know who Mama was. That's sad, for real, but she didn't. So, we learned who our grandmother was. She was a great woman. We learned who our father was too. To me, I learned the initial stages of discipline, respect. How a man should treat people in this world. That's what I learned. That's why I say when I say it was great to me, I went through what every adolescent young boy should go through, and that's learning how to respect people, learning how to treat people in this world. So that's what I learned, and I also learned how to take care of my little sister, because by the time we came back to y'all, I knew how to bathe Puddin', I knew how to wash her face, I knew how to everything, feed her. So if y'all notice, that's why when we came back to y'all, Put had no clue. She didn't know who nobody was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Put, but one thing she knew, like she was always like on me. But do you remember anything in that time frame?
No, only thing I don't remember like Lily, Kiki, Shamika, Mama. All I just know is living on Sloan Street at Grandma's house. I remember our Christmases used to be
massive,
right? Like
massive Christmas.
Anything we wanted, we got. I remember you walking me to the school bus. I forgot. I think you got suspended or something. The time you couldn't ride the bus, and I was crying. I was like, no, I'm not getting on this bus without you.
Yeah.
I do remember Grandma whooping that ass.
Oh yeah, plenty of those.
I used to get you in trouble.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
I remember just Sloan Street. That's when we started meeting Toya, our sister.
Right.
She would come over there.
Yep.
I just remember Sloan Street. I do remember one time, I think Mama pulled up in this long car. We was outside in your you had a what you call the type of car? A fire truck or something.
On Sloan Street?
On Sloan Street. She pulled up and she stood there, and I asked, who is that lady? I didn't know at the time who she was, but
you talking about when Mama? Okay, so you talking about when Mama came and got us?
Is that when she came and got us?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
my vision is blurred when it comes to when we got taken away. All I just remember is living with grandma and daddy and you. Toya would come, Ari would come. Just we have cookouts at the house. Miss Roseboro down the street. You know, my mind just really jumps to. I remember even when we even started seeing mama, like going on, because I know we would go on weekends, but we would still come back home. But I do remember when Van came in the picture, I didn't like him. And when he would drop us off back at Grandma Mabel's house, Grandma would be like, being mean to you today? If she yeah. So, you know, I just remember we just had a good time, like elementary school Sternberger. But then we found out later on that was Mama who was giving us Christmases. That was her that was that was her doing the Christmas.
Right.
But I don't remember the reason. I think they said that he told us that she was dead. I don't remember none of that.
Right.
I don't remember nothing.
Right.
Yeah, he was too young.
Yeah, we did find out. I didn't know. I do remember our Christmases was huge every Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like two big boxes of Christmases every year, man. I got everything I wanted every Christmas. Yeah. And we did later find out that, you know, shout out to Mama. She did help with that, and whoever, you know, the whole family.
Yeah, she was good for that with Christmases. Now I can't remember Christmas where it was a massive amount.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything about
always.
Yeah, we had good. I'm talking about the absolute best Christmases ever. That I can say she did her big one on that. She made a way, even no matter what, she made a way for Christmas. So, you know, it was never she made a way. Yeah,
for sure, man. So that transpired, man. Now I want to get into a good part. I'm gonna tell y'all what I remember, and then y'all probably know better than we do. But me and Put come back into the picture right around about 91, 92. I was maybe seven. So from 3 to 7, we hadn't seen y'all, right? So by the time we come back in the picture, I'm gonna tell you what I remember, Meek. You're gonna laugh. So by this time, Deep was born, right? So no, I may have been 6. Hold on. No, I was 6 years old. I'm gonna tell you how I remember that. So let me start here. Okay. So we was in the yard, me and Put. No, I take that back. We was in the room. Me and Put had this set up. We had this little these daddy would always buy us this plastic table and these chairs to go around the table, and we would sit there every day. We would eat there. We would watch TV there after school. And man, Poop would always get me in trouble because she would peel the stickers off. Anyway, so one day, Daddy came in. Poop was playing on her little kitchen set, right? And Daddy was like, "Y'all want to see your mama?" So I'm looking at him like, man, no, I remember this. I'm looking at him like, what are you talking about? Like, I thought, what are you talking about? Put don't know what's going on. So he said again, y'all get dressed. Y'all go in there and get dressed. You're gonna see your mama. So in my mind, I'm just being honest with y'all. I'm thinking, well, based on what we was told, we finna go to a grave site.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. So I go get dressed and stuff like that. You know, get put dressed or whatever. So at this time, Grandma, Miss Roseboro sitting on the porch. And then we walk out the door and I see this, like, I don't know. Was it I don't know what kind of car it was, but it was, Van drive them small hatchback cars back in the day. So I see this lady. Poopa had already went out there. So Poopa was, I forgot what Poopa. No, Poopa was on Daddy's leg, like holding him. Right. So we walk into the screen door, and grandma's house was so dark in the living room, I couldn't really see what was out the door, but I seen a figure out the door by the driveway. So again, grandma and Miss Roseboro are sitting in the 2 chairs down on the porch. And I'm looking out and I see this figure. And as I'm getting close to the screen door, I see like I see Jerry Curl juice. I'm like, what?
Not Jerry Curl.
Bro, I see this lady. I see this lady in like some shorts and some scrunch socks. And some, you know how mama used to dress. Mama used to,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And she had on these kids. I remember exactly what she was wearing that day. She had on a short set with a cutoff shirt, some scrunch socks, and some kids, some all white kids, and she had a Jerry curl. And I look out and I'm walking to the screen door and I see mama. The first thing I do, okay, the way grandma's yard was built, y'all. Grandma got like a flat yard, but then when you get towards the driveway, it's like her yard slopes down into the driveway, and Daddy's Oldsmobile was parked in the driveway. So when I see mama, van is in the car, mama's standing outside the car, like looking towards the house, waiting on us to come out. I see mama. I run as fast as I can because I know who I'm looking at. So I start crying. I'm like, mama. And I run as fast as I can and I slip on the hill. And I almost hurt myself for real. I didn't care. I got back up. I jumped in mama's arms and I was just crying. Guess what putting that, y'all?
Holding on to her daddy.
Yo, hey, Put was holding on Daddy's leg for dear life. Wouldn't move. Would not move.
Right.
Daddy was like, "Go ahead." Put was like, she was looking at the Daddy like, "I don't know who this is. I have no clue." So I don't remember what happened, but I do know that we got in the car. They finally got her in the car, and then at this time y'all was living in the house off of
Brighton Street. Off of Autumn Drive around that little corner.
That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm. So y'all was living in that house. Mm-hmm. So I just remember hey man, listen. I remember when mama bought us in that house. Do y'all remember when what's the name? What's that movie? I can't remember the name of the movie. But all I know is when mama bought me in that house, like y'all was waiting in the kitchen like I felt like y'all had signs and balloons up and stuff like that. But when mama bought us in that house, why did y'all grab me and y'all put me on y'all shoulders? And it is like y'all was passing me through the crowd. So y'all just like y'all crying, y'all hugging us, y'all embracing us. Put is grabbing on my legs so tight. I'm like, get off me. Like, I'm like, yo, you got to get off me because I'm trying to hug. I know these people. You don't. So Put is scared for her life. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah. Hey, talk about that real quick, y'all.
Yeah, kind of.
I got chills right now talking about it. But I remember that day y'all took us through the house, man. Y'all like, yeah, come on down, like come on in our room, and then y'all all had the setup and stuff like that, man. And I would just remember being so happy, but I couldn't do nothing because Poopa was on my leg, man. So
yeah, she was sticking to you.
Yeah, y'all just really just talk about that day because that was a crazy day. I got more too, but y'all go ahead.
It was emotional. Yeah, it was emotional. It was emotional, but it was a happy time because you know mama had been stressing and she just wasn't happy for so many years. Because she didn't have y'all. You know, it was just a relief that y'all was, you know, everybody was able to reunite. You know, we was able to reunite with y'all.
Right.
So it was a good thing. And Poopa, that was a hollering child. But after she got used to everybody and the fact that she was an auntie so young, that kind of helped too. She you know, but she got, you know, she got used to everybody after a while, but that was a child, that was a hollering child. We ain't know what to do with her.
Man.
Yeah.
Lily, what you remember about that time?
I have to echo what Mika just said. It was very emotional, very happy, very joyous occasion. You know, I remember that day. Like, you know, like I said, you can still, like you said, you got chills. I got chills with you telling it, you know.
Yeah, man.
Because it was a very emotional day, very happy day. And you're right. Yeah, Put didn't know nothing. And she, it was like Mika just said, she was a hollerer, but she got used to it.
Right.
You know, we all had to adjust, especially y'all. So
yeah, definitely. Key, what you remember?
Yeah, pretty much piggybacking off what Mika and Lily said. It's pretty much the same. Joyous time, happy, emotional. You know, words can't describe really, how everybody was feeling. It was more so of Mama that was, happy, crying, just she was just happy to be reunited with her children. That that's a lot of, she missed a lot, especially with Put with you too, but Put was like really, really little when she left us. Like your dad even was doing her hair. You understand, like perfecting her hair, like literally doing her hair and dressing her like you would think that a woman was doing it. That's how well he kept you guys. You would think that a woman was taking care of you guys, and it was him. Of course, Grandma Mabel. And it takes a village, but
right.
Yeah, it was an emotional time. It was a good time. But when y'all came back, boy, full fledged.
Man.
Y'all something else, especially you, man. Good God Almighty.
Yeah, man. Deke was born. Mama was married. Man, it was a lot, man. It was a lot.
Yeah, I was about to take in.
But I remember, so like after y'all had showed us a tour of the house, we met, again, we met Van. And to be quite honest with y'all, I ain't no way. I didn't like him at all. I didn't like him at all. I gave Van pure D hell for the first couple years.
You did.
But I remember, man, Mika, she said, she like basically Deke was in Mama room. I think he was laying down on the bed. And I just remember Mama was crying that whole day for real. That's all I can remember about Mama that day. She was tired and crying. And Deke was laying on the bed, man. And Mika said, "You want to hold your nephew?" I was like, "Yeah." So I'm holding Deke, man. Deke, I was sick. I knew I was 6. Me and Deke 6 years apart. Deke couldn't have been no more than maybe he was some months old, was he, Mika?
Yeah, I think he was a few months.
So I'm holding Deke in my hands, bro, at 6 years old. And this man Van bought that. Do y'all remember when Van bought that Nintendo in that room? He bought the video game in that room. Boy, I looked at that video game and I threw Deke to the side. Mika was like, "Oh, she called Deke, bro." But I forgot I had a baby in my hand, man. Like Deke was so small, man. Like he was so small. That's all I remember. I kept as a 6. I was like, man, why is he so small? He fit in like the palm of my hand. Deke was literally. So but yeah, that's what I just remember. But I was bad. Like I can remember being bad that day because I wasn't used to y'all. So like, I just remember like running through the house being real bad.
Yeah, like I said, man, it was bad, super.
And I think I might have even got on Mama's nerves that day because, like I say, I was not used to her. I wasn't used to y'all. And it took a while for us. It was an adjustment, man. Like that was a huge adjustment for us. I could just remember it was a huge adjustment. And we didn't come stay with y'all directly at first. I think we came to stay with y'all like permanently in 92. when Daddy met Trish.
Yeah.
And then he was like, look, man, he was like, I'm gonna let y'all stay with y'all mama. I don't think he said it like that. I just think it just happened. Like we was coming over there like every other weekend or every weekend or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can remember the third grade. I think my third grade year was when I stayed, because I can remember grandma coming to the school when I used to get in trouble. So yeah, I think it was my third grade year.
Mm-hmm.
We lived on Phillips Avenue then, right?
No.
Woodley Lakes, I believe.
Yeah.
Woodley Lakes.
No. We ain't moved to Woodley. We ain't live in Woodley till 95 when I was in the 5th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, we was.
Phillips Avenue.
Nah.
Was it? It wasn't Phillips.
No, Phillips Avenue. Tequila was she was a baby then.
That's right.
We stayed on Phillips, so that Tequila was born in 97.
That's
so
right.
That was like 97.
6th or 7th grade. That's right.
Yeah. Like 96, 97 when we was on Phillips, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Because Kill was born.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all remember? Do y'all remember us going to the Boys and Girls Club?
Yep.
Yeah.
What year was that? What year was that?
I couldn't go because I wasn't of age.
Right.
I can't remember what year that was, but it was the best times.
It was, man. That's now me personally, y'all. Me personally, that's when I started looking up to y'all, because I don't know if do y'all remember at the Boys and Girls Club, y'all mubs had a group, a singing group. And hey yo, I ain't gonna lie, it was for whatever reason, it was a lot of talent at that doggone Boys and Girls Club. We had a talent show. We had a huge talent show. Do y'all remember y'all sung that song? Everybody did tomorrow. Y'all sounded amazing.
Yeah.
Y'all was like, I ain't gonna make it sing like that's when I was like, oh, okay, yeah, these I started looking up to y'all then. Y'all remember that though, right? When we went to the Boys, Mama had us in the Boys and Girls Club.
I love the Boys and Girls Club.
I know. I remember you being super talented in table. What was it? Table.
Yeah.
Was it called table hockey or something?
Nah,
or foosball?
No, it was ping pong, and there was one game where you hit the balls and you got to make them go in the pocket. And you got to do it. No, not foosball. It was a sort of pool game, but it was like they had little bumpers on the pool table, and you had to kind of hit the ball around. Boy, I was the man.
You was really good at that right there.
But that right there is when y'all started kind of like, all right, this is my little brother. We gotta look out for him, because the Boys and Girls Club, we had so many activities going on. It was real easy for me to get lost, and then y'all started kind of like, that's when y'all was like, all right, we gotta take care of, man. You know,
I love the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I'm gonna skip to something real quick, because this next little subtopic that I'm about to switch to is when we all really got close. When we moved to Reedsville. But before I do that, why did we end up moving to Reedsville?
It was because of me.
Well, yeah. So you got kicked out of school or something like that, right?
Yes.
But wasn't it because of what Mika did previous? Like,
I mean, I think that had a part to play in it, but I think that was a of course the name was already, and then it didn't help that I think maybe 2 or 3 times had just, from what I was told, Miss Dixon told me that, Satan, she kind of seen the devil.
Oh Lord.
He was scared. I mean,
Yeah, I remember that vividly. I don't know why we moved, but that's what I can't remember. Was you fighting us? I can't remember.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, honestly, the girl, I never really made contact with the girl. Right. What happened is that she seen me dragging like 6 people at one time. Like, Somebody had my right arm, left arm. Somebody had my left leg. Somebody had me by the back, and I still was dragging all of those people trying to get to the girl I was trying to get to. And I think that kind of scared Miss Dixon, which was the assistant principal at that time.
Right.
Because she was like, basically she was like, I don't know what kind of super strength you got, or, basically like the devil.
Man.
And I think because of Mika too, or whatever. And that was like the second time that I had been almost about to fight, because the other time was in the hallway, and I kind of like went through the hallway like a Tasmanian devil, flipping tables and everything. Man. So, but I didn't make contact with nobody because I don't know. Like, honestly, I think once, you turn that switch on, people kind of look at you like you crazy or something, and then they get ghosts or something. Mm-hmm. So anyway, she basically told my mama that, she told mama that I had to, I couldn't come back to Page. And then we tried to go to Dudley and Smith, and they had already made the phone calls to the rest of Guilford County, and was like, she can't go to no other school in Guilford County for the rest of the year. And Miss Dixon had actually came to ACOC to meet me. So there's that. So before I even got to Page, she had came to ACOC to meet me. So she had already knew me. But it ain't like I really caused trouble at ACOC either, so I wasn't even sure why she came to ACOC to meet me, but whatever. Yeah. So anyways, and then cousin Mika too, I think that had a lot to do with it too. So we had I moved first. Mama had sent me to Angie house, cousin Angie. And then, of course, mama being a mom was like, my child, I can't just abandon her at school. So she basically had to uproot all y'all. Sorry. Everybody.
And Mika, Shaman was born right before we got to Reedsville.
He was born, I actually had him in Reedsville.
So he was born in Reedsville.
Because they had to rush me to Greensboro because, I was in Reedsville. We was living there, and I actually had him because they had to send me here because he was a preemie. I wasn't ready to deliver him yet.
Yeah. I remember that, y'all. Reedsville was the worst time of my life. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was the worst time of my life, but it was the best time of my life, and we gonna jump right into that.
Oh yeah.
So Dee obviously was Dee was 2, I think. Yeah, Dee was 2. Dee was 2.
Keisha and Mary down there with us too. Keisha and Mary, Mary.
Yeah, they came later.
Yeah, they came later.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I don't remember that. They stayed with us.
Yeah.
I do not remember that.
There was a lot of rooms in that apartment, I believe.
Yeah, it was a lot of
shout out to Duke Street.
Shout out to Kay Francis scaring put all the time. She was 2 feet tall. Shout out to KK.
Yo,
she used to run put, and then I remember when she ran put. I said, where the little girl at? She was like, she out there. Little girl came in there with about a foot tall. I said, put. You running
under the table, man. Put under the table. Hey man,
I wasn't a fighter.
No,
shout out to Donnie too, man. That was my dog, man. Shout out to Donnie. Shout out to Donnie, man. Reedsville did this. That was the worst time of my life because I had to literally, and Lily know, I literally had to fight every day of my life in Reedsville, man. Every day, and this when me and all my sisters got real close because y'all was like, "Hey, bro, I don't know what you about to do, but you can't keep running. You can't keep running away from these cats. I mean, you got to face them. You know what I'm saying? So like that's when Lily started really like me and Lily used to go. Man, I used to go play. I wanted to go play ball up the street, but the cats kept picking up. Like cats was just hating, man. So like Lily was like, "Man, show me who beating you. Who's trying to jump on you? Because nobody's about to jump you." So Lily used to literally every day, I'm talking about every day, she had to go up the street and fight with me or for me. Dudes. And that's when I used to, man, when me and Lily was walking back home from them fights, I'd be like, yo, this is my dog, man. Like
I remember so vaguely about there was this one time because I was still going to Page, and the only thing that saved me, because I remember Miss Dixon when she came and I had to go to the office, but they wouldn't switch me, and the only thing that really saved me because I was in ROTC. I was in the ROTC, so that really saved me. And I remember like wanting to go down there with my sister, tell them I was like, no, I want to go down there with to Reedsville with her, so nobody won't mess with her. And she had like, it was this girl that stayed. I think she stayed like, I don't know, she stayed, might have been to the right of Mama, named Tori, and then it was the girl stayed to the other side named Tamika, and Tori was talking to y'all. I remember I went down there ready to fight with the women in school, the last day of school. I was ready to test some aces up that day. I mean, I was like full throttle, really angry. You
didn't move with us? You didn't stay with us?
I stayed with Grandma, remember?
That Page.
Because I was in ROTC. And they thought, Sergeant Major O'Brien and Commander them thought it was like a good fit. And even Miss Dixon them, they thought that, that I was so so wrapped up in ROTC and doing so good. They talked to Commander and Sergeant Major O'Brien, and it was like, she should stay. She's really, just let her go on here and finish out there. Because they was trying to take me up out of there too. They was trying to get me on up out of it. But that is the only thing that saved me, ROTC, because, I was in there from 9th all the way up to the 12th grade. That really was the only thing that saved me being in ROTC, because they was ready to get me on up out of there too.
Right. Meek, what you remember about Reedsville?
Lord, I remember going out. I remember fussing and cussing a lot. Because the kids, they were bad over there.
Yeah.
Mess with my son all the time, and then mess with y'all. So I do remember cussing a whole lot of people out over there.
Yeah, it was mess.
Yeah, every day, just about.
Every day, man.
Out.
And you remember, I remember when Mama used to feed the whole neighborhood.
Man,
we got all the food.
Man, everybody knew it too.
When I remember coming down there one weekend, and Mama was she had some like meats and stuff. She was outside. I was like, Mom, where you going with that paper? She was like, going over here to get this to Darlene. You remember Darlene? Her name was Darlene. She said, going to get this meat to Darlene because them kids over there hungry. She was just like literally feeding the whole neighborhood. And our cousin Big Keisha teaching me how. I think I was like 14 or 15, and she teaching me how to draw her straight. You remember that Ford? And I'm
shout out Big Keisha.
I'm jerking the whole way in that straight, and it was a straight, and we driving it. Her teaching me how to drive a straight. So shout out to cousin Big Keisha who taught me how to drive a straight, and I about tore that car to pieces. But I remember we had some little good times too, even though basically coming down there we had to literally fight for our life because them kids down there is no limit. God,
that was some haters, man. Reedsville had a bunch of haters.
Man,
I swear there was no limit.
Man, bro, like fighting every day in school was crazy. But I
kind of think that this just is how I think. I was like being there. I think that kind of y'all came out of y'all shell with everything.
Oh, for sure.
I pretty much think y'all came out of y'all shell with anything. Pretty much that going through that made us who we are today.
Yeah,
like we got to stick up for one another. We got to look out for one another. Look, we always been tight bond like that anyway. We're looking out for one another. Period.
Yeah, it definitely
it's just that simple.
Yeah, it definitely strengthened that dynamic. Like I say, that's why it was one of the best times of my life because I got close with all y'all. Like I got close with all y'all, especially. I mean, like I say, Mika, man, she always been like the mother type. So
yeah, she was like the mom, kind of like us, second mom.
And me and Mika really ain't never really had no. It was always, it was always like
never had no beef with
that
me.
Like that with Mika. I was
it's kind of like you're the only boy, so it's kind of hard to beef with you because you was the only boy. It was more so of me and Lily always in the shamble, or me and Mika, and it you was like obsolete. Because you know, like we what we gonna pick with you for, other than busting out the windows and breaking grandma glass every time she get a new storm door.
Yes,
you break
Lord.
it. Hitting Lily with the golf club, you know, stuff like that. You was just terrible.
That's gonna be one of the Don't worry about it. But really and truly, man, Reedsville really it really brought me and Lily closer together. That's really when I was like, yeah, Lily, man, I don't know why she fighting for me, because man, she fought some straight up dude. She fought dudes from every day she had to come up there at the top of the hill, man. So that really brought all of us closer together.
And people was thinking that people was thinking that I was the one that was always causing trouble. I was like, man, it's Lily. Lily. Man,
that's what I was like. That's when I found out Lily had them, boy. She had them thumping.
Man, like, she was hell on wheels, yo. She was hell on wheels.
I wasn't even doing that to nobody. For real.
No, you really don't be doing that. It'd be like what people do to you, but it's just like how you react to it. Right. That was like really. I was like, word. I was like, dang, she don't need me to come on down here.
Right.
Down here handling her business down here and say. But I do remember going down there and with that girl named Tori, and I told her, I was like, something, she had said something like she's gonna have some. She was supposed to be having some girls to jump Lily at the school. And when Lily had told me that, I had came down and we went out to the school, and I was like, well, we're gonna sit here and wait. But you know, of course, nothing happened. But it was just the craziness of.
Did y'all end up fighting at the house? Cause we stayed like next door to each other, door down.
Yeah, it was a little
like 2 doors down. Yeah,
it was a little ruckus or whatever that day, but you know, it didn't really pan out like it should have panned out. Like you know, like meaning didn't nobody get you know, like she should have. But it was a little ruckus, a little light ruckus.
Yeah, because it was crazy. Because you remember we was in the bathroom, and it's the crazy part about it is literally in the bathroom and they bathroom, and there's like a little hole there. We literally was going back and forth. You could like literally see the other person's apartment in this little crack. We're going back and forth. That was like,
who we lose? Hey, this what I want to know for real though. Before we move to the next segment, what Mama and Van still married then? They had to be.
They were still married. I think they had just kind of separated.
Yeah.
But I thought they ain't separate till we got in Woodley Lakes. They separated in Woodley Lakes.
We was in Woodley with Van, and then we moved to Reedsville, and then when we moved back from Reedsville, we moved back to Woodley.
Okay.
At that time, we was in the same place, but it wasn't with Van. But we moved back into our old condo.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. We moved back into the same condo.
Yeah. So
this time,
I always wondered that. I always wondered what was Van at? Like
same condo.
So we moved back in '95. To Woodley Lakes, because I went to Vandalia my 5th grade year.
So Big Keisha and Quasia was with us. That's when Quasia was born and Shamar was born then. Quasia and Mama.
Yeah. Also, Big Keisha stayed with us at Woodley Lakes.
She was with us too.
Bro, what?
Quasia was a baby. Quasia was a baby. Her and Shamar was the baby.
Bro, I don't remember Big Keisha staying. I remember seeing her all the time. I didn't know she stayed there.
Yeah.
The only person that I knew that stayed with us for a little bit of time at Woodley Lakes was Unduni.
Unduni didn't stay with us at Woodley Lakes, did she?
She was only there. She was only there for like
about 2 weeks or something. Yeah,
like a few weeks. Because she came. You remember when y'all remember when she came like during the Christmas time and took the crown was gone.
Gone. Yeah.
Gone.
Man, man.
Y'all know. I'm about to go get some Christmas. Going to Christmas shopping. We see Dooney Lou.
Y'all know I still call her Aunt Dooney to this day.
Yeah.
Like I just found I was probably 30 when I found out she was my cousin. That's crazy.
Yeah. Everybody call her Aunt Dooney though.
Shout out to them.
And Charlotte said, "Do you remember when you cut Lily bang?"
What? When was that? When? No, I don't remember that.
While she was sleeping.
Wow. When did I do that? When did it happen?
Hence the reason I can't even remember how old I was, but hence the reason why I was telling you we couldn't trust you. Like, never knew what you was gonna do next, you know. So
Wow.
you couldn't be trusted.
She got you back, my dude, though, when she burnt you with that cigarette lighter.
Yeah,
For
we
sure.
talked about that.
Ask Candace. I just told her I got that.
Mama said Unduni took the car. I think I do remember that.
She took.
She did.
Oh, I don't remember that.
She used to take the car all the time.
Yeah,
She did take the car
like
all the
3 days. Like 2-3 days.
Yeah. I swear we had the best freaking times there. I swear it was some funny times.
Yeah, Willie Lakes was the best
Willie
time.
Lakes was the truth. I had a lot of fun.
It was the best. I remember a time being in Woodley Lakes. I don't even know where y'all was, but me, Lily, and our cousin Cookie.
Cookie, shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Sharina Hemingway, aka Cookie.
Cookie, man.
The freaking this was during the wintertime and the lake was frozen, right? So me, Lily, and Cookie go out there to the frozen lake or whatever. I don't know why we decided that we wanted to skate on the lake with our shoes, no ice skate. And we just out there, right? And for some reason, I don't know why, and Cookie was always heavier than us. Man, listen. Lily, who was that that went under? Was it you or was it Cookie that broke the ice?
It wasn't me.
Had to be Cookie that
somebody broke ice.
Man, listen. When I tell you, dude, listen to me how dangerous we was when we was kids. When I told you that freaking pond was frozen out there, that lake, and we out there gliding across it, dude with shoes on like this. Then we like, no, Cookie, you can't get on this same time with us. And next thing you know, the ice breaks and Cookie goes down. Lord and behold. Thank you.
How y'all get her out?
How y'all get her out? I mean, she could swim. We helped her out, but it was cold. But we helped her out.
We helped her out.
Yeah,
we all got out.
We ain't doing that no more, y'all. We were so scared. We was like, we ain't doing that no more. Man, we used to do some stupid stuff as kids, like seriously.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we was out there skating on that frozen.
So
she frozen again. Go ahead, man.
Again. So we got obviously Dingy Shaman was born. Kiki had Kia in I want to say 97. Yep. 97. I was in the 7th grade. I remember that. Lily. So you had Kia in 97. Lily, you went to the National. What year did you go to the National Guard?
99.
When you graduated, right?
Well, I enrolled in 98 and I left January of 99.
Yeah, 99.
I remember that too. I remember when you left, and then I also remember when you came back. Because I remember when you came back, you had a breakout on your face. And that's all you was talking about. Man, look at my face. I was like, damn.
Yeah, she sure did.
You know, I was a fool.
She hated for her face to break out.
Just know about some bees or something. You know, my little light boy. Just know about some bees.
Yeah, you know, she hated her face breaking out.
Yeah, she hated that, bro.
Hated.
Lily was tough.
Hormonal
acting. The headlock was like, yeah, nigga, but I'm tough though. I was like, wait a minute, man, you ain't got to do all this.
Yeah, she left a kid and came back big time. I was like, what?
So a lot went on, man. Of course, Grandma's house was by that time, Grandma's house was probably where we all I remember by that time, after Van and Mama separated, I can't really remember.
We lived with Grandma.
Yeah.
Pretty much Grandma's house was where it was at.
It was at Grandma's.
Mika, you had Nana Nana was born in 2000. You was on Willard. You was on Willard Street when she was born, right?
Wait a minute, 2001.
Kayla was born in 2000. Nana was born the exact same day, but the next year, 2001.
Right. So Kiki, you had Kayla in 2000. Nana, you was on Willard Street when you had Nana.
Yeah, Shamika was on Willard.
Yeah. All my nieces and nephews, shout out to y'all. I love y'all. They was born. Let me ask y'all this. All right, before I do that, we're gonna touch it because you ain't said too much. We're gonna touch real quick on put the camera. Well,
Lord,
I didn't cause no trouble.
We skipped over some stuff, but
Lordly.
yeah,
we skipped over a lot of
we skipped over a lot for good. I mean, we talked
good
about it
reasons,
before we did
though.
that. Yeah,
I was
but
Yeah.
you became a mother 8 years ago, right? In 2004, no, 2016. Sai was born.
16.
Yep.
16. Mm-hmm.
So, for those who don't know, my nephew has he has autism, and you know, Put has done an amazing job with adjusting to that. In fact, he's you know, she's turned everything around to help him deal with that. Put, so let's talk real, you know, quick on that and how you deal with that and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it wasn't easy. You know, of course, every mother wants their child to be, you know, healthy and be like, I hate using the word normal, but normal like other kids.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing about it, about for me, I wasn't in denial when I saw things that he wasn't doing that a typical 1.5, 2-year-old is supposed to do. I jumped on it.
Right.
You know, I wasn't hesitant about it. And got the diagnosis at 2.
Right.
Just started, you know, asking questions like, you know, what do I need to do to get my child to be as normal as possible? So I jumped on it, you know, getting him in the therapies that he needed, speech, occupational therapy, ABA therapy. It wasn't until I got him in ABA therapy and just watching the therapist come to the house and work with him, because Messiah was nonverbal.
Right.
At the age of 2 when he was diagnosed. So nonverbal was basically him babbling like a baby, him not speaking, of having that verbal communication. So I would sit in. I'm a very hands-on parent, so I would sit in these sessions just to see, you know, what they were working on and how he was responding, and
right,
you know, because the key is we want to continue doing that parenting, and after the therapist leave, right, we want to keep it going. He won't forget. So fast forward, as I was going into my master's program, I was trying to figure out, did I want to continue doing my master's in accounting or applied behavioral analysis? And one day, I kid you not, I'm driving down the highway and I seen a sign. It said, get your master's degree in applied behavioral analysis. So that was my sign. Like, I wanted to dig deep into autism. I wanted to know how my son thinks.
Right.
I want to be able to help him. So anyways, I got my master's in applied behavioral analysis. Then I started to build my business while we're contracting schools and daycares to work with kids with autism. I wanted to be able to set that foundation for other parents. Be able to tell them that, you know, just because your child has a disability doesn't mean that they would never be normal. Per se.
I got you.
He's considered atypical.
Right.
But you just got to stick with it. I always tell people that it's not an overnight sensation. It's not you're going to snap your finger and they're going to be, you know, normal.
Right.
So now what I'm doing is going back getting my second master's in social work, because I want to be able to diagnose. So I'm trying to get my clinical license. Right. So I can open up a clinic for mental health and behavioral health, because it's real out here. If y'all look at the statistics, so many kids been diagnosed with autism. Mm-hmm. Today I had a friend text me, child number 2.5 years old, talking about she think her son got autism. I said, ma'am, he's 2.5. You can't diagnose to 18 months. And that's the thing too. I tell parents, stop trying to put things upon your child. Wow. She's saying that he don't look at her or give her eye contact. Ma'am, he's 2.5.
2.5 years old or 2.5 months old?
2.5 months. 2 months old.
Oh, he's 2 months old. Okay.
Right.
Sorry, 2 months. So, you know, but I just love to teach my parents to don't be in denial. Get the help that you can. Get the help if you see that your child may have signs. If you see the signs, go get tested. Early intervention. The longer that we wait, we're hindering our kids. So yeah, but I love my son. He's come a long way. He's in 3rd grade. Went to open house. He started school Thursday. Everybody know Messiah. We go in. Hey, Messiah. Hey, son. You know,
right.
They Messiah is smart. So now
very smart.
That verbal, him having, you know, that full communication like how we are, and he's getting there. The older he gets, the more he understands.
Absolutely.
We had a situation last year. I know that he was abused by a para. It was caught on camera, and that's another fear for me as a mom. You send your child to school, you think that they're safe, and then something like that happens.
Right.
You know, but you got to learn how to navigate and be resilient. So my goal for my son is to want him to be able to go to school if you want to, military, have kids of his own. And we definitely move in the right direction. Sybug gonna be good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah,
for sure. I know you're gonna see to it. Shout out to you, man. Salute to you. I know what you've done thus far, man, and I know what you got going. So shout out to you, man. Lee, Kiki, of course, you know you got 2 of my beautiful nieces, and then you also have two of my nephews as well, Mike and Kazelle. So go ahead and speak real quick to that. What motherhood is like for you. Then we're gonna come back to you, Meek, as well, and you as well, Lily.
Motherhood it's been a challenge, but it's also been really. It's been a challenge, but it's been awesome. I swear, these kids, man.
Oh yeah,
these kids are so funny. I tell you, but I tell you what, they love their mama and family.
For sure.
They are. Man, them kids about stressed me the hell out. Lord have mercy. Dude, God almighty. You know, dealing with it's kind of funny because the girls and the boys, you know how me and Lily was coming up. It's that sibling rival and always neck picking and nagging at one another and stuff. But the bond that they share is really close. And they get attitude one another, but the bond that they have is really a good bond that they have.
For sure.
You know, like how our bond is, how we all close knit together. So I love the way they come together and stuff. But them kids about stress me out. God almighty.
Oh yeah.
Lord. Yeah, it was a struggle. You know, Rose is not set up to be easy. You know, you gotta keep pushing forward. You know, and it takes a village. And I thank the family, my sisters, my brother, aunts, uncles. I mean, everybody that put a hand in helping out of raising them. You know, I can't take all of that. And the Takia's, shout out to Takia's grandparent and her dad's side, Tasha. Shout out to Tasha because they excellent.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, boy, I tell you, it takes a village.
Yeah.
So that was I'm grateful for that, for them helping me with her along the way. And,
you did an amazing job. You did an amazing job, Kiki. Like for real.
Thank you, brother. Tried.
I mean, when I left to go to school over there in Oklahoma, I mean my babies was 6 and 4.
You
know, and then of course Deke was Deke was 10. No, Deke was 11. And then I think Mike was like 2. So all of them was like kids. I come back, kid grown dog on there. I was like, man, I couldn't believe it. I was like, you know. But you did a heck of a job, Kiki, man. I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
For what
3
you
of
do.
them have graduated from Page High School.
Come on
and
now.
I have the last of the Mohican, Zay. He's over there at Page going to the 10th grade.
Man.
And I know in no time he's gonna be walking across that stage.
Yeah, he definitely
So
gonna be out of there.
it's really a good feeling, I can honestly say it's a really good feeling when you know that you beat the odds.
Yep. Yeah.
We all graduated, kids graduated, and got the last of the Mohicans, which is Zay and Maya for right now until
for you to notice.
and the rest of them come. But and I can definitely say time waits for no man. The years have flown by so fast. I can't even fathom the time that passed. I'm like, dang, the kid got somebody. And it's so weird that I grew up so fast. I'm like, wow, I really have a TAKESIA be 27 years old in November, 6 days after my birthday. So I'm just like sitting here like, dang, I can't believe she didn't grow up that fast. So yeah, it blink of an eye, the kids, and then they're grown and gone. So shout outs to the girls who's grown and gone. I sure appreciate that.
Right.
Come get your brothers. You
a grandma. You a grandma too, ain't you, Kiki? You a grandma.
Yeah, and I do have a
grandma, man.
I do have a 4-year-old grandbaby. Boy, she a piece of work. Alea be 5 August the 29th, and she goes to school this year as well. Yeah. She's a piece of work, I tell you.
But she looked just like you too. That's
25. Yeah, she told me she'll be a teenager. So yeah, she calls me Buela. She's like, Buela, I'm gonna be a teenager next month, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, how old are you 30? So I'm gonna be 5 and I'm gonna be a teenager. I was like, okay, Lele. I'm like, hey girl, I don't know what. So she thinks she's gonna be a teenager because she's turning 5. So but yeah, she's a blessing. She's definitely a blessing. I don't watch her much, sure don't, but she's a blessing.
Shout out to Grandma Kiki, man.
Right.
we coming to you, Meek. So Meek obviously got my firstborn nephew. That's like my little brother. I can do a whole podcast on Deke, but that's my dog.
Listen.
I can do a whole podcast on bro. Simon, that's the second born. That's the genius of the bunch.
Yes,
and then you got my babies, Nana and Shemaya. So Mika, you got 4, and actually Mika, I let you tell this, but Mika's a veteran grandma. You understand? Yeah. So Mika, motherhood for you, Mika. You started young as well.
Yes, I started young, and back then it was like, I thank God for Mama and Van because they helped me tremendously. I had no business having kids that young, but I thank God that I did because now they adults, they grown.
Yep.
So I'm glad that I got them out the way.
Yeah.
It is difficult now dealing with the last 2, these girls.
Sheesh.
Just pray for me.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Because you got, women attitude.
Yeah.
It's difficult dealing with the last 2, but it's gonna be all right. We're gonna make it.
Yeah,
we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
I think my last one is gonna be the worst one, even though she's sweet. But I think that's where my heartache and pain gonna come from right there. That last one, because she's so spoiled.
Yeah.
Going through grief with my girls is hard.
Yeah.
Because they are both, grieving. Both grieving tremendous losses. And so, trying to find balance, trying to keep, stay strong for them is hard because, to watch them go through what they're going through with their grief. Naja, I got 2 angel grandbabies, and then you know, with Maya. So it's been a struggle.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been a struggle, but we getting through it. We're working it out.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you've done. It goes without saying you've done an amazing job with your kids.
I just wish that I had raised them the way I was raised in a sense, like in a sense we were like with mama, we were smart. Right. Like mama didn't have to tell us to clean up our rooms, and she didn't have to stay on us about doing certain things because we knew better, and we wanted to do those things. We grew up,
right,
you know, cleaning and you know, washing walls and all of
that.
We grew up that way. We grew up, you know, certain ways. So for me, my mistake, I ain't gonna say my failure, but I'll say my mistake as a parent was not instilling that into my kids, because my kids are spoiled, right? Like I've always done it for them, like cleaning. I've done it for them. So now it's like, for them to be, you know, adults. Deke okay, Shaman okay, but you know, Naja, she getting there, but it's like for them, you know, to be adults, I'm like, Lord, I'm just concerned because I ain't really, you know what I mean? Like how they going, you know, because I didn't instill in them what I should have, because I've always done it. Like, you know, I say your clean is not my clean, just leave it, you know, and I've done everything for them, and they so spoiled now. So it's like they, you know, it's kind of, I feel like it's almost too late to try to give them chores or, you know, make them do this, because I've been doing it all these years.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It ain't too late. They living up under your roof.
Yeah.
They'll change once they get out there on it, you know, on their own. You know, they'll change, because you know the girls was the same way, way. But it's just more of, you know, when you give them no choice, like, well, you gonna clean up, you ain't going nowhere. So that's how I was, you know, versus that with my cleanings. You're definitely not going nowhere if that room ain't clean. I'm telling you, you be frying fish tomorrow looking at folks on the wall, but you definitely ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere until the room is clean. So it's just all in how you. But you know, once they get out and have their own, then you go over there. Like when I went over to Kid house so clean, her and Kayla house so clean. I said, I'm coming over here and eat up all your food, jump on your couches and put stuff on, you know, tear your house up like you used to do mine. And you know, she chuckled or whatever. But yeah, you might not think that what you're saying is like it's going in one end out another to them, but they really are hearing it. Because once they get out on their own, they ain't gonna stand on the ass of house trust, because you know how they is when they be talking about going to other people's house nasty, and you be like, girl, your room nasty too. So it's just like, once they get out on their own, they got it. Trust me. It's instilled. You know, some kids just don't want to listen when your parent doing it all. They don't want to listen. But once they get out on their own and get their own place, yeah, they definitely gonna listen. They definitely gonna clean up and stuff like that. It's just that, you know, being at home with mama and, you know, our clean is totally different from theirs. We're gonna do it anyway. But trust me, when they get out on their own, they're gonna clean up that house.
For sure. Lee, what's good? I mean, Lee, you don't have kids, of course, everybody know that, but well, the people who know, you know, but you have definitely impacted several of your nieces and nephews' lives.
Man, listen.
So, you want to speak on?
No, I have a baby. It's the first baby, but yeah, I mean, you know, it's been great being an auntie. You know,
shout out Twilight, man.
Yeah, shout out to Twilight.
Shout out Twilight, man, for real. Like I when I first met Twilight, I wasn't really, you know, I wasn't really on Twilight, man. But Twilight, you know, Twilight is the homie. Like,
Twilight grows on everybody.
Yeah, Twilight the homie.
Yeah, she cool.
Yeah. Even my wife like Twilight, man, for real.
Yeah, Twilight cool. I think everybody that don't like cats, because I didn't, you know, we grew up not liking cats because mama didn't like cats.
Because mama didn't like cats.
But you know, ever since I became a cat mom, that whole it changed changed my life a little bit. I can't imagine my life without her, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I actually think if something happened to Twilight, I would probably get another cat.
For sure.
But you know, but being an auntie has been amazing. I love my nieces, love my nephews. You know, maybe one day, you know, I have one of my own. Maybe not. Who knows? That's a struggle all within itself, you know.
Yeah,
but you know, hey,
I'm not gonna make the cliche statement of saying, you know, if it's supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen. You've been hearing that all your life.
It's the truth, though. You know,
it is
the truth. You know, so
it is the truth. I'm gonna touch on it real quick. I mean, look, you know, I had my little man a couple of years ago. It's crazy, but I see exactly what y'all.
Bad. That boy bad, yo.
Yeah, don't do my nephew like that.
Bro,
he definitely is. He definitely is Esau Jr. Man, listen.
For sure, he is definitely like everything about that kid, man. I see him coming into his own, but he's definitely his daddy's son. That's for sure.
That boy hard headed. I don't know what.
Man, he's something, but you know, I wouldn't change it for the world, man.
That's
just
right.
watching the little dude grow, man, it's just crazy. We touching right now at the final stages of this thing, man. So I appreciate everybody for bearing with us. But we're gonna talk about the lady, man. We're gonna talk about Mama. And I think this is a big reason why, in my opinion, we've stayed close as we have over the years. Is just because when it's all said and done, man, you know, Mama did the best she could with what she had. And Mama did an amazing job, to be honest with you, man. Like, it all goes back to what I was saying earlier, what y'all experienced, and I think Mama, I think she seen how it was when, you know, before we came in, and seen the mistakes that she made. Because when I came into the picture, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man, Mama shoot with them with them cigarette lips. Mama used to, man, I used to get affection often. I don't know if it was because I was the only boy. I don't know. But I just know that I hugged and kissed Mama often, like a lot, every day. Now, you know, Mama, of course, got an attitude sometimes when I did something stupid, but that was warranted. But man, I always got hugs and kisses from Mama. So to hear y'all say that sometimes, and I think that was because Mama was so young. Maybe she, you know, I don't know. Maybe she didn't have time, you know, to show y'all the affection that she wanted to. But my experience was a lot different. But I said that to say that she did the best she could with what she had. And,
She did.
You know, man, shout out Darlise Roberts, man. Shout out Darlise, man.
Shout out to HQ headquarters.
Yeah, she really did.
No, she did. She was great. It's a cycle. It's if you're not getting that, how can you show your kids that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, kind of like a cycle. You know, and but like you said, she did the best she could with what she had, but she, you know, she wasn't getting that affection, or she didn't get enough of that to be able to show us how to give it to our children, or you know. So it's kind of like a cycle that just has to be broken. But now she I love you all the time, you know. So she shows us that, you know, more and more, and but you know, she did the best she could. She did.
Yeah. Real quick, y'all. Man, I remember when I used to watch Mama get ready. Mama used to go to the Shriners a lot. I'm sorry, Mama. I had to go there, man.
So Mama, them eyebrows on with that pencil.
Yo, man, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Mama was fly, man. Like Mama used to be gorgeous, man. I used to watch mama get ready, man. Like for real. I used to watch mama get ready.
Mhm.
And before Debbie came over there, shout out Debbie. Before Debbie got over there, yo, I used to look at mama like, man, mama is so beautiful, man. Like, mama was a gorgeous woman, man. Still is. Like, mama still is beautiful to me.
Mhm.
But man, when I don't know how old mama was, but mama was gorgeous, man. And
She was like
man, I just, man, to me, man, mama was,
40s.
man, shoot, man, mama was my favorite, man. Mama was everything. Still is, man. Like, mama still is everything for real. You know, I pray for mama often because the amount of stuff that, you know, she has overcame. Shoot, man, mama really should be somewhere in somebody's, man, mama should really be out of here, man, for real. I mean, I don't speak out. I mean, you know, I'm not speaking that into the existence, but I'm just saying the amount of stuff that she's been through is crazy. And for her to still be here and still be healthy, you know, maybe not as healthy as she wants to be, but she's healthy as compared to others, you know, who are in worse situations, man. But I think that's why, to be honest with you, her strength and her perseverance is the reason why, in my honest opinion, is one of the reasons why we've stayed so close. Because shoot, man, you know, mama's strong as I don't know what, dude. That's the strongest person I know, for real. I ain't got no excuse when I look at mama.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I have no excuse to complain. I ain't got no excuse to not keep going because shoot, mama. And that's just my take on it. What
We
y'all
come
think?
from a strong background though. You know, all the women and the men in our family are very strong, have overcame a lot of obstacles, and this just, you know, strength comes within too. You know, God only gives his battles to the strongest soldiers. So when you're handpicked, and me, I feel that I'm handpicked of one of the strongest, you know, because I have overcame some obstacles that I feel should have took me out a long time ago. But again, it's how you raise too. You know, we come from a strong. Our grandmother is very strong. She didn't play either.
No doubt.
You know, and our aunts are strong. You know, our uncles are strong. So it's about the, you know, the background too, or who you raised. And mama's strong because look at all the things that she had to, the obstacles that she came in contact with and went over above and beyond to you know, to get what she had to do, and with only the little bit of things that she had to, you know, that she had to raise us, you know. And I think we turned out pretty well. You know, that's
for
just
sure,
my
man.
opinion.
Like, I just want to add.
Yeah, go ahead, put.
Before, I know y'all always say that I'm a splitting image of mama.
Like, Lord, yes.
You know, but I remember mama used to always say to me, like, love her daddy more than she loved me.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it wasn't until as I got a couple of years ago, because my daddy lived with me. And we had got into it. And in that moment, I never doubted mama and what she would say, what happened to her throughout the years. But it just, at that moment, it clicked to me when me and my daddy got into it that if he can stand and do what he did to me, then I know he had to, what mama was saying was true. Like, again, I never doubted her. So I called mom and I apologized to mom because I know my mouth.
Yeah, man.
I didn't calm down a lot, but you know, I used to get disrespectful.
Very.
Yeah, man.
But grandma,
yeah, man.
But grandma told me. Grandma said, "Puddin', just hang up on her. You ain't got to talk back to her." So I couldn't do that, but I was just wanting to say I want to give mama her flowers that she's still alive, because I watch y'all as an example my older sisters, and what mama went through. And I say, you know, I don't want to go through that as a parent. I see how it was. Mama never showed us that she struggled. But now that I'm older, of course, I know she raised 5 kids with no help, really.
Right.
So I tried to take a different approach, like with my son. Try to like give him everything that I didn't have. But, you know, mama very strong. And, you know, just, you know, when I talk to her, you know how y'all know how mama be saying different stuff. But mama, like you said, mama raised us right. You know,
yeah, man.
You know, love you, mama. If you never thought that I didn't love you, but you know, I got mad love for you, little shout.
Man, she already know.
Yeah,
She already know that.
Some of my actions may have not shown, but you know, as I got older and now that I'm adult, you know, and I look back over a lot of those things, I was out my mouth. But I worked on it.
I want to say something too. You know, over the years, man, people just, you know, people can change, right? And I think one thing that families, specifically Black families, do a great job of is I'm not gonna say we hide things, but we do a great job of masking certain things. That's a better term. And I say that because, again, that goes back to say, like, what you, Kiki, Lily, what Lily, Kiki, and Mika experienced. Man, I experienced something totally different with the family dynamic because, and later on in life, I know that y'all experienced love from the family. And I'm talking about initially, because, you know, my aunts and uncles, you know, Uncle Timmy, Uncle Junior, Aunt Charlene, Aunt Al, of course. Man, I ain't getting nothing but love from them. Like, always love. Whereas, and I'm not saying y'all didn't. Whereas, like, you know, if there was an issue before us, man, they did a good job of not letting us know, because I ain't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I always got love. You know what I'm saying? So, like, people can change, man, and people can see the error of their ways. We're not perfect. Nobody is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and even with you know, what mama may or may not have experienced back then, whatever that is, people can change, man. People, you know, people can see the error of their ways. So that's one thing about me. I've always been like a sponge. So whatever I see, good or bad, I take it, I analyze it, and then I say, hey, man, either I'm going to do that or I'm not going to do that. And I guess that's the beautiful thing about my life, is that I've been able to learn from other people's experiences and other people's mistakes and other people's what they are doing. So yeah, man, that's the gist of it, man. Like, man, y'all my sisters, man. Y'all my life. So shoot, I have great examples in all 4 of y'all of how women should carry themselves, how strong women should be. Shoot, and you know, my wife exudes all y'all characteristics. That's why she my wife.
Absolutely.
So
shout out to Candace.
For sure. Shout out to my baby. You hear me? Shout out to my baby. But I had that's the beautiful thing about my life, y'all. I had 5, 6. Well, I mean, countless examples, but I'm talking about as far as my siblings. I had great examples of what women should be. And y'all didn't take it easy on me, and y'all did not y'all led by example. Even Put being younger. I mean, I learned too much from Put, to be honest with you.
What you learned?
You'll put me on the spot, man. Patience. I learned patience. I've learned humility. Shoot, man. You the first person that taught me to put somebody else before you. To be honest with you. You remember when I saved your life?
Right.
Yeah, what I learned.
Countless times. What?
Yeah.
So yeah. we'll talk about that on another story. But yeah, man. So that's what I learned from y'all, man. But closing remarks. We're not done yet, y'all viewers. Y'all, I'm gonna need y'all help here shortly.
Okay.
So
I just want to say we forgot one very important person, but shout out to ALICIA.
oh yeah, man. We're not gonna forget it. No, that's the matriarch, man. Grandma.
Yeah,
She can't be forgotten.
All this came from ALICIA. How to pass all this came from ALICIA, man.
I'm running to make
we
100.
Come on, man. That's my angel, man.
And
just won't do.
Just won't do.
Yo, cut it out, man.
Yeah.
But cut it out, man.
She can't never be forgotten or left out.
Yo.
She can't never be forgotten or left out, man.
Absolutely. Without her, there is no mom.
Yo, that's grandma, man.
I love my grandma, man.
All day.
I call grandma every day, just about.
Yo.
Even though she run down the list, it's just putting Keisha, Kiki, Lily.
Yo, she gonna run that list.
But I'm gonna tell you one thing. I just want to tell y'all one thing. I'm her favorite.
You are not. You are not.
I promise you, she just said the same. She just said the same thing.
I promise y'all.
I'm the favorite.
We all know. We all know.
I promise you, I'm the favorite. She like, Shamika,
hey,
you know you the favorite.
And here you go. Look, don't tell nobody.
Right.
Yeah, and then
hey, you know when she lead off with that,
we the favorite. And you know you my favorite.
Yeah.
I be like, Grandma, clearly you just told this to Shamika and Pudding and Lily. And like, you gotta pick one.
You know when Grandma lead off with that. Everybody already know.
Right. Here you go. What's her piece of change to y'all? Got a little piece of change?
$20. $20.
Yo. All right. Hey, real quick, y'all. Hey, viewers, I need y'all help with this right here. These are so we're gonna do a this is a segment here. It's a new segment that I'm gonna implement into the podcast, y'all. So I got 5 questions. These are trivia questions. All right, and viewers, y'all can help. Y'all comment in the section as well. All right, so look, we're gonna start here. Question number 1, and this just pertains to the guest that I have. Okay, so like all questions in these trivia questions will pertain to each guest that I have on each episode. So Lily, Kiki, Put, and Mika. Rank. Where Kiki go?
Kiki.
All right, look. So Kiki, Mika, Put, Lily. Rank these girl R&B groups from 1 to 5. All right, I'm gonna give you 5 groups, and I want y'all to rank them from 1 to 5. Y'all ready? All right. In Vogue, TLC, SWV, Destiny's Child, and Escape. Rank them 1 through 5.
Okay, 1 being what? 1 being the best.
1 being the best, 5 being your least.
Okay.
Yeah.
SWV 1. Escape. Destiny Child 3, TLC 4, and Vogue 5 for me.
Okay. Lily.
Escape 1, SWV 2. Who was it? Oh, I'm gonna say Destiny's Child 3, TLC 4, and Vogue 5.
Okay. I like that list. Mika.
For me, in Vogue, hold on.
I knew it.
1, SWV 2, Escape 3, Destiny's Child 4, TLC 5.
Okay. I know who Kiki's number 1 gonna be. I already know who Kiki's number 1 gonna be. Go ahead, Kiki. Can she hear me?
You always know I was the TLC fan first.
Yep.
So I'm gonna put them at the top. Then I'll go with the
Did you freeze?
Who number 2, Key?
She definitely froze.
She
so I'm gonna say her list real quick.
Destiny's Child, right?
Yeah, so you got In Vogue, TLC, SWV, Destiny's Child, and Escape. You say TLC was your number one.
Right.
Yep.
Who number
I
two?
keep freezing up.
Yeah, you do.
Who number two?
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah, number two is after TLC, then In Vogue,
Okay.
then SWV, and then the last being
Escape or Destiny's Child.
Escape, then Destiny's Child.
Okay. That's a good list. All right. Question number 2. Would y'all rather have soft parenting or old school grandma A-Lease type parenting?
Grandma A-Lease type of parenting all day.
All day.
We definitely know that, Kiki.
Yeah, all day.
We definitely know that.
Old school, because
Old
these
school,
kids
all day.
these days. They
Yeah.
tell
Old school parenting.
Facts. Old school. Okay. All right. Now y'all got to bear with me on this third question. Question number 3. Rank these 90s R&B female singers from 1 to 10. 1 being your the best, 10 being the least. All right. We got Beyonce, Aaliyah, Lauryn Hill, Whitney Houston, Toni Braxton, Mary J. Blige, Monica, Mariah Carey, Janet Jackson, and put Missy Elliott.
You got Fantasia up there.
Okay.
Nah. 90s R&B.
Okay, no, shit.
Whitney number 1. Whitney got the number 1 spot.
Okay.
After Whitney, I'm gonna say Mariah Carey.
Okay.
After Mariah, I'm gonna say Toni Braxton. Mary for me next.
Okay.
Agreed.
Hey, who else do we have? Beyonce,
Aaliyah, Lauryn Hill, Missy Elliott, Janet Jackson, and Toni Braxton.
I already put Toni in my top.
Toni in your top 4. That's right. No, top 5.
Top 5. I would say Lauren. Then I'm gonna have to go Beyonce.
Okay.
Man, who left?
Missy, Janet.
Then I'm gonna go Monica, then Janet.
Okay.
I mean, that's just me. And then Missy.
All right. Who? Okay. Mika.
Whitney number 1, Monica number 2, Lauryn Hill number 3. Let me see. Janet. Say Mariah Carey. Did I say Mariah Carey already? Mariah Carey. Then I don't really like that, but we're gonna say Aaliyah, Janet, Mary, and Missy.
Okay.
Did I miss anybody?
You did. You got them all.
Okay.
You got them all. Kiki, you last.
Kiki writing.
Yeah, I gotta write all these.
Mine down.
Whitney, Mariah, Lauren, Aaliyah, Mary, Missy, Beyonce.
Okay. All right. We got 2 more questions, y'all. 2 more questions. All right. Top 5 male R&B groups in the 90s. All right, here go the groups right here. Boys to Men, Jodeci, Blackstreet, Tony. 112. Drew Hill. Belle Biv DeVoe, BBD.
Yeah.
Silk. Mint Condition.
Okay.
Next. Immature. And Shy. Who your top 5?
Boy, you missing H-Town.
Yeah.
H-Town.
Who my top 5?
Top 5 out of them.
Top 5. Drew Hill, Jodeci, Boys to Men. Drew Hill, Jodeci, Boys to Men. BBD. And I'm gonna have to say
I know who Big is gonna be.
Silk.
Silk. That's good. That's a good one. Kiki, you got.
I'm gonna have to go with Boys to Men first. 112, Silk, Mint Condition, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with did you say Shy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shy.
Yeah, I need a redo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Shy.
Shy. Well, Shy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my top 5.
Okay. Go ahead, put.
I'm gonna say Boys to Men, Jodeci, BBD, 112, and Drew Hill.
Okay.
That's a good list.
But you love H-Town off. I'm sorry.
H-Town. So H-Town would have been your top 5.
Somebody rocking, knocking the boots.
Oh my God. Alibaba. Shout out Alibaba. Unal.
Shout out to Unal.
What's yours, Mika?
Meek. Last but not least, Meek.
So back then, for me, it was Shy, Boys to Men, Jodeci, Silk, and 112.
Dang, I thought for sure Jodeci was gonna be a number 1. That's crazy.
Yeah, Jodeci fall in between.
Yeah, now Jodeci was, you know what I'm saying?
He in the top 5. In the top 5.
But Drew Hill is probably my favorite boy group.
Right.
Yeah,
for sure. All right. This last question right here, but I think this one gonna be the hardest one out of all of them right here. Who got the most whoopings?
Man, listen.
Me or Deek? And when I say who got the most whoopings, I mean everybody. Grandma, Aunt Al, everybody. Aunt Charlene, the neighbors. Y'all got to think about that, because Deek, man,
you got your tail whooped.
I'm gonna say you. Yeah, I'm gonna say you got the most whoopings.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you.
Cause Diddy used to fake on his whoopings.
Yeah, Diddy. Yeah,
but Grandma used to go to that schoolhouse
and tear his tail up.
Diddy got whoopings at the schoolhouse in front of the children.
Yeah, he did.
Man, Allison said you got the most whoopings.
Yeah, I'm gonna say man.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I say man because even Diddy was doing the most too. But man, you remember Alice used to be like, I'm gonna come down there and whoop your tail. She used to call from when she was living in I remember when she used to be living in Germany and stuff like that. You were acting up. She was like, I'm gonna come down there and fly down there and whoop your tail. She used to say that. And who else used to say when Gerald because Gerald was in and out. Gerald used to whoop your tail too and jack you up.
Gerald used to come to Woodley just to chase me across the field. To whoop the only reason I say I got more whoopings than Deek, the only reason I say I got more, because I seen Deek get some whoopings.
Yeah, Diddy got a lot of whoopings. He was
But the
terrible.
only reason, see, I got whoopings early. By the time I was like 13, 12, 13, I was done getting whoopings.
Yeah, you had to mellow out a little bit.
Yeah, you
Bruh, deep, man. Hey, but the only reason I say I got more whoopings than Diddy, because I remember, do y'all remember I was this is back when we came back, by the way. Do y'all remember when I hit grandma? Do y'all remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Okay. I got whooped all day. Grandma whooped me all day. I ain't never seen that. Bro, I remember that. Not only did grandma whoop me all day, Aunt Charlene came in, but you don't hit your grandma, and she whooped me. I'm like, bro, I ain't never seen Deke get like, I ain't never seen Deke get whooped all day. But I got to whoop it all. Hey, grandma whooped me all day. Look, grandma would go to the kitchen. She'll go in the kitchen, cook fish for about 2 hours, and she'll come back. I can't believe you hit me.
Yeah, grandma. She better not do that.
She kept remembering the pain from when I hit her.
Yeah, grandma used to be hot, boy. Remember, she used to tell us to go get our own switches. Go get me a switch. You better not bring back a little one.
Bro, listen. I was the king. So look, grandma told me to go cut my switch off one day, right?
Yeah.
So you know me. I go out there and cut the little plant. Man, grandma got 2 braided switches in the corner. I knew you was gonna do that. That's why I got these.
She had to turn the leaves off.
Bro, man. Grandma used to sharpen the knife on the little rock and hand you the knife and tell you to go cut your switch.
Like, y'all remember that time Kiki, when grandma was selling that fish, Kiki hit grandma and grandma chased her around that house?
No, girl, I didn't hear the girl. I was talking sassy. I didn't hear that. She was talking sassy too. I flew.
Yeah. Yo, let me tell you something.
I was talking sassy too. I said something smart. I forgot what I said. I said some smart stuff to grandma. Grandma said, "Oh no, you can't. You gotta." I'm
gonna tell you exactly what you said to her. You always running your mouth, grandma. Now run, tell that. She said, she said, what you say? You said, well, run, tell that. Well, let me tell you something, Kiki. I seen it. But grandma was this close. But you was pregnant. No, you was pregnant with
wasn't pregnant with Michaela.
It was Kayla.
Because you ran down that street, but grandma was.
She was pregnant. She was pregnant.
I thought I was pregnant.
Yeah, she was pregnant. She was pregnant with Kayla, but grandma was this close, boy.
Yeah, grandma was so funny, yo.
Man, grandma was hilarious, boy.
Man, she was pure hell, yo. I swear she was pure hell.
But man, this been amazing. This been fun, y'all.
Awesome.
Who got anybody got any closing remarks? Or anything they want to say before I do my closing remarks?
Allison said, "Bring her on. She got something. She got something to say."
Not tonight, sis.
Shout out to Aunt Al.
Man, shout out Aunt Al, man. That's
being the best auntie ever.
Again, I can do a whole podcast. I can do a whole podcast just in Oklahoma. I can do a whole podcast over Aunt Al just in Oklahoma. But man, that's shout out Aunt Al, Aunt Charlene, Uncle Junior, Uncle Timmy. Shout out to them, man.
Definitely the aunts and the uncles.
Hey, Dwayne said, Ed, tell him about Vampire in Brooklyn. Oh Lord, man. Man,
listen.
What y'all got to close on, man? Because I'm gonna do my closing remarks after this.
I just want to say, I just love living at 2316 Larkspur Drive.
Man, best time.
Oh, for sure.
And when I go home, I just ride by and I be like, dang,
man.
All of us lived in that small house.
Yeah.
But so many memories. And just grandma, love grandma to the death of me. If something happened to my grandma, I don't know what I would do. But, shout out to mama for giving us life. Shout out to mama for just making us be tight like we is,
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Aunt Al, Aunt Charlene, like I said, Uncle Junior, Uncle Timmy, all the cousins, but it's not like everybody. Family. I love y'all, Even though I might get on y'all nerves sometimes, I love you.
For sure, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Kiki, what you got?
Yeah, just shout out to the family in general. Everybody played a big part in our lives. You know, it takes a village. Even the ones that even we didn't get to elaborate on Chuck and Gerald either because and that was
Man,
that's a whole nother story, you know.
Man,
but
shout out
to
Chuck and Gerald, man.
Chuck and Gerald, because you know they played a big
huge in my life.
They played a big part of us growing up too. We had some funny, really, really good times and funny stories when at 2316 Las Virgin, just like Poopa said. Shout out to the Neils too. That stayed next door to us. Man, listen.
Brian and Travis,
good times, man. We had good times.
Yeah.
Boy, good times on Locksburg. Shout out to Locksburg.
For sure. Shout
out to Cuz Les. Rest in peace.
Oh yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Les,
we do it. We went through a devastating time when she left us. So
she was part of 2316 gang too, sneaking out the house.
For sure.
Definitely.
I spent me and Leslie spent a lot of time together. When I went, everybody, on Charlene, I spent a lot of time on Charlene house.
I swear, we had. Well, I swear, if the walls in 2316 could talk, we would be in so much trouble. That's all I want to say about that.
I know. No, she tried to come through that window.
Lily, you got the closing.
Shout out to Gerald for tearing up everything and fixing it up like ain't nothing happening. Shout out to that. That's so mighty.
Man, gifted hands.
Man, listen. Shout out to Gifted Hands was putting up baseboards and walls and making stuff before his time. Shout out to Gerald.
Shout out to Gifted Hands, man.
And look, that's what Charlene just said too. Charlene said, "Y'all remember when Gerald used to break stuff down? He didn't know how to put it back together,
tear stuff up." No. I know, just a brief moment, but y'all remember when he was mad and he punched that wall, and Grandma had just got her walls done, and heard that, and he punched that wall, and he said, "No, I got something. Watch this. What I'm about to do." And he wouldn't cut out that square perfect and put it right there where the phone be, and she never noticed it. And I was like, man, Grandma, I was like, she gonna notice it. Joe like, no, she ain't, because it's right in front of her face. She ain't gonna notice. And she really never noticed that to this day. She never noticed that he had fixed that up, and it was right in front of her face. I was like, man, she gonna see that, man. You gonna get in trouble. You gonna get in trouble. Man, that mom used to do the most to the house and fix it right up. Nah, at least ain't gonna say nothing. She ain't gonna notice. She ain't gonna know at least. Man. Shout out to Gerald being who you are. Gifted Hands.
Lily, what you got for closing? For the closing, your closing statement.
Just shout out to God.
Hey man.
Facts. Yes, indeed.
For creating family and giving grace, because I think you started the podcast off, or shortly after you started it, with saying nobody is perfect. Mm-hmm. We all lived and learned and got things that we have to overcome and grow from, and everybody got their own journey and life experiences, so shout out to God for giving us all grace and, keeping us together as siblings, as a family, and definitely giving honor to the matriarch and our mom, for providing and protecting and doing the best they could with what they had at the time. And we show gratitude. I definitely show gratitude. I give thanks. And because without them, there'll be no us.
Absolutely.
For all that's worth, So here's to greater times and greater lessons and growth and perseverance.
Absolutely.
And making better decisions with our lives to impact the lives of our children, y'all children, my future, their futures, and making sure we guide them to do better than we did.
Absolutely. Well
Couldn't have said it.
spoken.
Couldn't have said it no better, Lee. Couldn't have said it no better. We gonna kind of leave best for last, man. But definitely not least. Meek, what you got for us?
All right, so I just want to say to you guys, as your older sister, I just want to tell each one of y'all that looking at y'all and how y'all grown and how I used to change your diapers and how I used to pick you up by your necks and
Man,
all kind of stuff. We used to be
Yeah, you did some evil stuff.
and, we I mean, I just look at how each of y'all have grown into your own, and I just want to say I'm proud of each one of y'all. I'm proud of how you have grown, how you your life, man. You married now, and you got a baby, and I can't believe you got a baby and so I just want to say I'm so proud of y'all, every one of you. I'm proud of y'all. Prayer, when I say my prayers, I always ask God to give y'all the desires of your heart. So I see y'all growing daily in your conversations with your families. Y'all growing. I'm just proud of you, and I continue to pray for y'all daily, and I just want God to just do more for you. Just do more for you. I want to see y'all grow more. I want to see you go more places, traveling, career wise,
Absolutely.
everything. And I believe that you're gonna have your heart's desire. If you don't already have it, it's coming, because that's my prayer for y'all. Every night when I say my prayers, I pray, God, please give my siblings what their heart desires.
Amen.
Whatever it is in their heart that they desire, I pray. And I believe that it's gonna happen for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, well said, Meek. Well said.
Definitely received.
Well said.
Yeah.
Can we bring Aunt Allison on, please?
No, because
Okay.
then we'll be on here for another hour.
We'll be up here.
I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you.
You're not seeing what she's saying.
Tell her go to bed because you got church in the morning.
So let me say this. Let me say this real quick, y'all. So again, thank y'all for coming on, man. This was, I think it's everybody who starts a business or in this space a podcast to have their family on. A lot of people can't do that because they're afraid of what their family might say, or some people I know that have podcasts are not ashamed, but they just afraid to bring their family on because they don't know if their family gonna say something that's out the way or whatever the case may be. But for me personally, shoot, man, I love my sisters, man. My sisters are what y'all see in front of y'all. Shoot, y'all help do that. So y'all help. Like I say, I look, when it comes to like women, I had like great examples of what to look at. So, I don't take that for granted. Everything that y'all have been through, everything that y'all have become, and everything that I've seen from y'all all lets me know that, you can't question or not believe that there's a God, because shoot, I've been blessed, with sisters who actually genuinely, unconditionally love me. And
absolutely,
you know what I mean? And like I said before, man, my I knew what kind of woman I wanted in my life based on y'all. So man, I've always appreciated y'all, man. Even when I was a kid acting crazy, I always looked up to my sisters, man. I always wanted to be fresh like y'all. I always wanted to wear y'all clothes. As crazy as that may sound, as a young boy, y'all always were fly to me. Y'all always was fresh. Y'all never did nothing wrong in my eyes, really, to be honest with you. And everybody, y'all was well liked, and y'all was just queens to me, man. Once I realized who I was as a man and realized what God intended women to be, which is queens, y'all exuded and embodied all of that, man. So, man, I appreciate y'all for really and truly being examples of what women should be. My nephews and nieces, I appreciate y'all for them. I mean, y'all pretty much groomed me to be a father before I had kids. Because by the time Trey came into the picture, I knew what to do.
Absolutely.
I already knew what kind of man I wanted to be. I already knew what kind of father I wanted to be. So
absolutely,
that is an exact testament to y'all. You know what I mean? So man, mama couldn't have done a better job. We beat the odds, if y'all really want to be honest with it. None of us are in jail. None of us ain't dead. None of y'all kids are in jail. We beat the odds. So how can I not be thankful for my family, man, and for my sisters? I was the only boy in the house, and I respect women. I ain't never disrespected no women. Like, I ain't never, even when I was single, I never disrespected women, only because I didn't want to put a bad name or a bad image to my sisters and my family and the women in my family. Y'all have a big part of that. So, the how I act towards women and how I look at women is hugely because of y'all. So that's what y'all have done for me. And man, I love y'all, man. Y'all my sisters. I love y'all. It ain't no, we don't, like Papa said, me and Papa got the same dad, fathers, and y'all have the same father, but it ain't no half. Mama always said that ain't no half nothing.
We don't do half.
Yeah, we don't do half.
Yeah, we don't do that. We blood.
Came out the same coochie hole.
Wow.
Yeah, we blood.
Oh, Lord. You got
wow.
So Medea said, don't look over you.
So with that being said, man,
salute,
with
bro.
that being said, man, I salute y'all, man. I love y'all, man, and God bless y'all, man. I really love y'all, man. So
we love you more, bro.
How y'all?
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it off with that. Folks, y'all seen it here, man. Please follow my sisters, man, on their Lily, y'all can follow her on Instagram. What is it?
_ONLEE.
Okay. And then Kiki, Papa, and Mika, both, all three of them are on Facebook and Instagram. Is that correct, y'all?
Yeah, absolutely.
Instagram, dark skin Kesey up in here.
Man, come on now. What Kiki and Mika, give y'all Facebook and Instagram?
My Instagram is
Miss
Mika 75.
Yeah.
And then Facebook is Mika Johnson.
Okay. All right, Kiki.
I don't know. I don't know.
Wait a minute. You on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm Facebook under Kiki Johnson, but I had got hacked. I was Honey Buns 42, but now I'm Purple Rain.
That's right. Purple Rain. Come on, man.
I'm Purple Rain. So I was like, honey, I don't know what they got me on this. They be hacking me every now and then. But yeah. I'm on Facebook every now and again, and I pop up,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also too, show some support and donate. I'm gonna GoFundMe.
That's right.
That's cool.
I'm trying to pay for my education.
You put that link on Facebook, right?
The link is on my Facebook. You can go on my Facebook, donate, support your girl. I'm trying to get this behavioral health movement going for the people. Come on, $28,000 I gotta pay for school. Come on, support.
Definitely shout out to Papa and her GoFund.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out
for
to
sure, man.
Man,
we appreciate for sure, man. Hey, congratulations too on that put again. That's huge, man.
Yeah.
Everybody,
absolutely.
Mika, you as well, man. Don't sell yourself short. You got two of them things.
Okay.
Lily, you too. Kiki, regardless if you went to college or not, we already know.
And didn't. And did.
And no most than everybody. Right. Right. Come on now. And no most than most. You hear me? No more than most.
Sis, it's never too late. Go on, get your degree, girl.
Girl, I've been thinking about it, but that's another note.
All right, man. Well, I love y'all, man. I'm gonna do this outro.
Y'all.
Hey, man.
Y'all.
Love y'all, man.
You,
appreciate it.
Good night.
Good night.
And the words of Messiah. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Well, there you have it, folks, man. Y'all just got a view and a glimpse into my family, man. Well, portions of my siblings, my sisters, man. Those are my hearts. And they mean a lot to me, man. So I appreciate y'all for staying solid with me through this time. Hey, man, y'all like, share, subscribe, and tell somebody to view the video, man. We're trying to build this thing up, man. I appreciate everybody, man. It's all love. And y'all be safe, man. Y'all be blessed. Have a good one. Peace.
This is the golden rule. Trust me.